All right, we're live, and tonight we have Jimmy, Johnny, Tiffany, Shane, and Pixie. On Isaiah's Reviews Live, we'll be discussing YouTubers in 2014 and what's going to happen in the future of 2015. So, who wants to go first and discuss their channel, what they do, what they're about, and their ads?
Hey
Anybody?
everybody!
There you go.
Hope you're doing well. I know I am. If you haven't been to my channel, it's a lot like this. I sit in a room that is filled with nerdy things, in a house that's filled with nerdy things, in a very nerdy shirt. Sometimes I drink my gin and tonic, but really it's all about a lot of unboxings. Lately, several from subscribers, which has been fantastic. Otherwise, I do some top 10s. I do nerdy show and tells about things that I pick up and buy because I have no sense of what budgeting means. And that's what I do. You can find me on Twitter at the Hypergeek. Thanks, Jimmy, for making me add the A instead of the E, like the streets do. Or find me on Facebook, Johnny Tejas, or Hypergeeky Johnny Tejas. Yeah, that's me.
Cool. Jimmy, would you like to go next?
Sure. Hey guys, my name is Jimmy. Thank you for joining us. We're really glad that you're here. I do a little bit of everything and a whole lot of nothing. I do vlogs and sometimes I do skits and I do shorts and a lot of stuff that really make my parents wonder where they went wrong. So yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at GLJimmy. Go to my YouTube channel, Jimmy is a Geek, and watch my life just go down in flames with me.
Cool. Pixie, would you like to go next?
Sure, yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear me or anything like
yeah.
that. But
Yes, you're good.
yeah, you do. Awesome. I do a lot of unboxings, a lot of vlogs. I'm currently doing Vlogmas, which it'll be over soon. What else? There's quite a bit of things. I also do reviews and all that great stuff, so... my Instagram is PixieWillow3. You can check me out there, or on Facebook at www.facebook.com/PixieWillows3.
Cool. Mr. Shane, would you like to go next?
Yeah. My name's Shane Kirby, and I've got a YouTube channel, Roll Method, where I talk about DMing advice for Dungeons and Dragons and various other role-playing games. But I'm also going to be talking about stuff, down the line, other role-playing games, reviews, stuff like that. And I think I'm going to start delving more into comic books too, because that's my second love. So, and you can also find me on Twitter at RollMethod.
You're talking about you specialize in marijuana. Is that right?
Rolling dice.
I'm just kidding. Okay.
Just want to clarify, because if you type Roll Method on YouTube, you get a lot of that. So.
How
That was my
to's?
first impression when I saw it. I was
Okay.
like, "Oh, is he gonna roll joints on the internet?" No, that's not it.
Well, okay, Tiffany, would you like to go next?
Yeah, hey, I'm Tiffany. I'm from Girl Terror. I have a horror blog that's kind of focused on feminism as well at girlterror.com. I also have a channel in which I do unboxings and like vlogs and things like that. You can find me over at girlterror.com, on YouTube at Girl Terror, Facebook at Girl Terror, Instagram at Tiffany Viacondo. I think that's it.
Awesome. And my name is Isaiah, and I have Isaiah's Reviews, and I do everything. Unboxings, just whatever I feel like doing. There really is no rhyme or reason for it. But the good thing is, at Isaiah746 is my Twitter, and that is where you're going to go with questions for tonight. I have my Twitter feed up right now, looking right at it, waiting on you to ask something of importance. And so to get it started, I will ask, what is the purpose of your channel? What do you want to accomplish with it? Who wants to go? What is your hopes of accomplishments?
Yeah, so my blog is focused on my YouTube channel is focused on horror mostly. Going forward, I'd like to do more unboxings and talk more about horror reviews, things like that. But more than anything, it's horror based. And so yeah, I mean, I would like to accomplish like more unboxings and networking and getting to know more people who are involved with horror as well.
Just curious, do you do just horror movies, or do you do horror novels and everything too?
I honestly, I haven't ventured much into horror novels. I've read a couple, but it's not something I do on a regular basis, but I would be interested in doing it, or even like horror games would be cool to do as well. Yeah.
Awesome. Who's next? Gamma?
I guess I'll take it over then.
Okay.
Yeah, mostly, like I said before, video and channels focused on tabletop role-playing games. But I'm gonna, for the year of 2015, I'm looking to probably do more. Everybody writes reviews on Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm gonna do more reviews on other more obscure games, games that are harder to find, and you can pretty much find them on Amazon. So it's not that obscure, but you know, everybody hears about Dungeons and Dragons. They don't know there's 3,000 other games. So, and that's what I'll be doing. Also, since like I said, I'll be talking more about comic books, comic book storylines, what to read, that kind of stuff. But a lot of DMing advice. Also, I'm going to do a lot of podcasts for my games, where you'll get to listen to 5 of my guys at my table playing D&D together. So,
Yeah, another cool thing that we've got that we're going to do, because we live close to each other, is I've never played Dungeons and Dragons or anything like that, so we're going to venture into that and kind of, I'm going to vlog about going to his house and doing this, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to do a Google Hangout about, you know, what I feel about it and how it went and stuff like that. So I do look forward to that.
Funny, I've never played Dungeons and Dragons either. I've been wanting to. I saw an episode of Community on Dungeons and
Yeah.
Dragons, so that's pretty much my extent. But I'll let you know how that goes.
well, yeah. So I do online games of that too. So I'll hit you up next time I do one if you want to.
Oh, sweet.
Cool. I guess you can kind of do that like we're doing this now, right?
Yeah, people use it all the time. There's an app that's very popular through Google Hangouts called Roll20 app. It's perfect for that kind of thing.
Oh, nice.
Roll 420?
Just Roll20, 20.
Okay. I don't know why. My mind keeps going back
Yeah,
to
your
that.
mind keeps going back to
I
that.
don't know what's up with that.
Should we drug test you?
What's up, Isaiah? I just got in.
Oh, hey, Andy. This is my friend Andy.
I
Everybody
just
say hello.
Andy.
I just finished watching the interview, so like I just finished it like 2 minutes.
Did you like it?
Thumbs up, thumb down?
No, it was all right. Like it's definitely not Seth Rogen's worst film, but I think it was James Franco's worst film.
Yeah,
ever
we
seen
watched it. Homefront.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that's probably considered his worst film. But
Well, Andy, we've kind of went through and introduced each other, so each other, and so would you like to go and kind of maybe hit on what your YouTube channel is and stuff?
Oh, geez, I don't know. My YouTube channel is just kind of weird. I mean, it's a lot of production videos on things that I do because I'm a freelance videographer. So, like, I shoot commercials and interviews, and then skateboard videos, and just all sorts of random stuff.
Yeah. So his is very good and the way it should be done. And I enjoy going over there and watching his videos. And everybody's links is in the description, by the way. So if you're kind of tuning in and you won't stay for long and go, make sure to go down there and subscribe to everybody's stuff before you go. So we're still on that one question. Anybody else want to hit on it, or do you want to move to the second one? What do you want to accomplish with your YouTube channel?
Who's going next?
I was just saying, I'm continuing to do the same stuff, but I also recently did like my first, I guess, official blog over the holidays, and that was a blast. So I want to do more of those. And for no reason whatsoever, I started doing cooking videos, and I'm enjoying those immensely. So even if for my own pleasure, I'm going to continue to do those and actually like nicely edit and do real shots. So we'll see how much time I get to it.
Awesome. And kind of, you know, for me, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and answer to get that over with, I guess. But for me, I kind of just want to explore, you know, myself, I guess, and I've kind of done that through the past 6 months because I wanted to take 2015 on as being my true channel in the first 6 months, trying to figure out what I really like to do, what interests me the most, and kind of getting my talents down. Especially the editing software is something I'm learning for the first time because I didn't go to school for it. So I'm trying to teach myself as much as possible through that, and we'll hit on later on what ventures we will be going into for 2015. So refrain from kind of where you're headed because those questions will be coming. But I think that's all I have for what I hope to accomplish with it. It's kind of like a self journey, but I do want to entertain, and I do want to stick around for a very long time, as long as possible with it. That's the goal anyway. So, anybody else, or do you want to go to number 2?
Sure, I'll go next. My goal is just
Okay.
to continue making videos because I stopped for a while, and now I'm starting back up. So my goal is to continue because it's fun and I missed it. So.
Oh, it is very fun, man. That's one thing I found is like I'm one of those people that go from A to B to C to D in like a week. You know what I mean? It's like I play one thing out, but I go 110% into it, and then I quickly it gets old, and I jump to the next. And one thing that I like about this is it's nothing to get old with because it's really you just creating whatever you want to, and there's no rules or regulations to it. It's kind of like, hey, if I want to make a video on, like you said, cooking, you can. It doesn't matter. So that's pretty cool. The creative avenue that you can do, and it never gets old. So, to me, so far, for 6 months. So, anybody else want to take it on ever ahead as everybody went? Doesn't matter. So, number 2. What motivates you to do YouTube videos? What's your motivation? Or anybody want to go?
For me, it started out. So I'm not originally from Texas. I'm from Los Angeles originally, and when I moved to Texas, it's hard to meet people because I don't know, I'm a weird, awkward little guy, and you can't just like walk up to people and be like, "Be my friend," because they think that you have some sort of sexy ulterior motive, which sometimes you do. But I didn't, so it's hard to make friends. So really, I just wanted somebody to talk to about nerdy stuff. So that's what this has turned into, is me talking to people and meeting new people, as I've met several of you on here. And what motivates me is just continuing that. It's so much fun, and I met so many cool people. And, hell, when I was in LA last week for Christmas, I met up with Jimmy, bought him a coffee. It was great. So it's just super cool to be able to make those types of connections for me, and that keeps me wanting to do more and more.
Awesome.
That made my heart so happy.
Yay!
I went out for coffee. You go.
It was fun. He paid for coffee, which is always good. What was the question? What motivates you?
Yeah.
What motivates me is just I've been wanting to do this for a while, and kind of like I said before, I used to make YouTube videos on a much older channel. I had such a blast doing it, and then I grew up. I got a big boy job, and that kind of reduced my time. So it's something that I've always wanted to get back into doing, just because it was such a fun thing to do. So my motivation is to just have fun with it and see where it goes.
Cool. Awesome. Anybody else?
Well, I would like to go.
Yeah, go ahead.
My motivation would be just knowing more people and having fun what I do, like the unboxings, all that great stuff, and, have fun with it. So.
Awesome. Shane, have you went?
No, I haven't.
Calling you out.
I guess the main thing that motivated me to start doing it was because I've been running D&D games since I was 14 years old, and everybody told me how good of a DM I was. And it started out as, just telling people DM advice, and then the podcasting idea came up. So I love listening to podcasts, so I was like, I bet it would be crazy to hear mine. So, because people do crazy things in D&D, I promise. So, but anyways, that's it.
Awesome. Andy, where's your motivation come from?
I don't know. I mean, just sort of from everywhere. I just I try to be a creative guy. So,
Cool.
yeah.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. I do think people are just born to be creative, and some are just try or not or whatever, but it's not their fault. I think it's just creative stuff comes from some kind of will to not just give up or settle for something, and change is good. Creative people push that. Does that mean something special, what I just said? I hope so.
I'm
Anyway.
getting that tattooed on me. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I started to cry, so I'm going to change it to the next one. How long do you see yourself doing videos, like YouTube videos? How long do you want to continue down this road before you change it to something else? Anybody?
Oh, wow. For me, I just got done with filming this, what's that? Secret Life of a YouTuber thing, and kind of reminds me of that. One of the questions, I don't know. It's in the air for me. It's just whenever I feel like it, I guess.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
What was the question when we move on from YouTube?
How long do you see yourself doing these videos? I mean, is it like a family thing? Is it like, hey, I don't have a family. When I get one, I'll probably slow down? Is it something I'm going to fight through and then bring those into that environment? Is it, what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I just started doing it because it was fun. It was, something to do. I'd kind of ventured into it before and didn't really stick with it. So, and it also kind of goes along with my blog, and I don't really see myself not blogging anytime soon, and I feel like as long as I'm blogging, I'll stay with YouTube, especially because the community is awesome, and I've met so many people, and I feel like especially for some of us who are pretty new to YouTube, it can only, go up.
Cool.
From here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I necessarily see myself stopping because I have a great time with it. I think that over time it may change. I don't know, or grow into more and more stuff, get more sophisticated. But I think that it's just something that I really enjoy doing, and if there's some sort of an avenue where I can talk to people like this, and there's some people are interested, I'll continue doing that.
I think for me, I don't think I'll necessarily ever get off the site, unless it shuts down, because the community in it is such an awesome community. Like, for example, everyone in this little hangout is so far really, really cool, and I could totally see myself being friends IRL with you guys. But as far as making YouTube videos is concerned, I think I will stop that whenever I stop having time to make them, because that's the biggest issue for me, is finding the time to make the videos I want to make.
That's why you got to make crappy videos like me, where you just hit record and just whatever comes out happens. This takes 15 minutes.
That's the TS method, so I don't want to steal your method, bro.
I admire that. My videos take forever just to go through and cut out all the stuff, because usually there's 5 minutes of me yelling at my cat every time.
Oh, see, we keep that all in the loop. My dogs go crazy. I get upset. That is what it is. Although this is a real problem in IRL, because if I have a project due in 3 weeks, I will wait till 3 hours before to be like, oh, I got to do a presentation at work, and it's just life.
Yeah. Cool. I guess I'll answer that next, too. I hope I'm doing this whenever I'm in a nursing home, because I'm hoping they still have the internet or whatever. I just think it's cool to document my life and see myself, 10 years later, my interests there, and then where it's changing and going, and plus the interaction between people. I would never be able to do this if it wasn't for this avenue I decided to go down. So I'll go into later my projects and plans for 2015, but they're kind of going to hit on that a little bit. So I just don't see myself stopping anytime soon, because it's something that keeps my attention, and that's very difficult to do. So that's it. Anybody else before I go to a Twitter question, because we got one? Woo. How about that? By the way, at Isaiah746 right there, you see it right down below. Head over to Twitter and ask questions. We've got 13 viewers, so ask questions away, please. And Colby asked, how much time do you all invest in making YouTube videos? What do you do outside of making videos, your work or hobbies? And he also said Tiffany rules.
Ooh, Tiff.
Oh,
How about that?
Cool.
Got
I
a
can.
fan.
I can vouch for that.
Well, how much
So I
time?
guess I'll go. For me, it depends on the video that I'm making. Sometimes if it's a short, whatever amount of time it takes to write the script and to shoot the video. Sometimes it's a day, sometimes it's a few hours. The editing time, which also varies on the project. So I'm gonna go ahead and say a full day just to kind of throw just a number out there. But what I do outside of work, my day job, my Bruce Wayne, if you call it that, I'm a graphic designer for a local government agency. I'm not the guy who spies on you, but I'm the guy who makes the interface that looks pretty. And I also do freelance graphic design work for a up and coming YouTube company. I make stuff for them, and that's fun. So yeah, that's my Bruce Wayne, and my YouTube is my very lame Batman.
Cool.
So I was saying, my YouTube videos are quick and to the point. So I mean, but I do I've been doing a lot of them lately. Outside of YouTube, I am a franchise business consultant for a company called Witch Witch. So I oversee all the locations in Dallas Fort Worth, and I help make those franchises successful in the way that I can. Outside of that, like everything's like bleeding into my YouTube now. Because I say I like to cook, but that's now on my YouTube. But I like to go to movies, and I like to dance, and that's me.
Awesome. Next.
I feel like for every YouTube video I do, I mean, it's mostly unboxing. So, you know, I spend like 10 minutes unboxing, and then I spend like a half an hour like cutting it down and getting it ready to go on the internet. And then it goes on the internet, and then I say, you know, I probably spend like half hour of my life promoting it or whatever. So not like an extreme amount of time, but enough time to make it look like I said, cutting out me yelling at my cat mostly. But yeah, and outside of YouTube, I'm a freelance makeup artist. I freelance for 2 companies, and then I freelance on my own. So that, I mean, started kind of as a hobby, and now it's like my real life job, which is cool. So, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, for me, whenever I'm doing, let me click off of you. It's kind of awkward, isn't it? There you go. For me, sometimes it can take 2 hours up to like 5 or more, depending on for editing, depending on what I'm doing. Like I do everything by myself most of the time. Like my fiance Tiffany might help a little bit here and there, but I try to minimize her time helping me as much as possible because she's kind of busy with her own thing. But I try to set up everything and do everything on my own, and then, you know, whenever you're trying to make things look really fluid off one camera, and I have sometimes 3 or more going, but most of the time it's one, and changing positions and going back and editing to where it looks like a scene's going smooth into the next one. I mean, stuff like that is just time consuming, and by that I'm talking about like my intro to 3 of the horror blocks I've done that have short films to them, which unfortunately, a lot of people do, and when I tell them that last month's is going to be the last movie intro or the short film intro, they get mad. They get kind of upset. Now, it's not going to be the last one ever. It's going to be the last one until like August of next year. Until because that's my birthday month. I normally I want to pick up then because I got a lot of projects I'm going to be doing this year or coming year. But August I'll pick back up on the horror block intro short films and go through December. I wanted to go through December this time, but horror block is just being really late. I got an email that said they shipped yesterday, I think it was, for me.
Yeah, me too.
So that's annoying getting it, so late. But because it kind of sucks to do a Christmas intro whenever it's first end of the first week of January. But yeah, for my hobbies, I try to get a golf game in like once in a blue moon, and video games. So if anybody plays video games, you can find me, and that'll come later. I've got something to where if we all do play video games, we're going to end up getting together and doing that too, hopefully. But Yeah, I guess that's it. Work. I work for Nucor, which is an awesome place to work. So does Shane. I'll go ahead and steal that from him. And that's it. Who's next?
I'll jump in, I guess.
Yeah.
So as far as time videos, I just started, so it's hard to judge. I hadn't even found the right editing software I want to keep using. But so yeah, it's kind of slow going right now. But my first couple videos were kind of done like Johnny Tells, was pretty much just a rant and just and just go at it, and hardly any editing at all. So if I keep doing them like that, I'll have plenty of time to keep doing videos. But the podcast though, when I start doing that, that could be 4-hour videos and audio and stuff like that from time to time. But that's about it. The personal stuff, hobby stuff, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, we both work at Nucor Steel, blue collar jobs. So I guess this is kind of my creative outlet, and that's pretty much it. Hobbies, video games, role playing games, comic books, that kind of stuff.
Awesome. Next, who is going? Nobody?
I'll go.
Okay.
It takes me a while to edit these videos, probably like about an hour or so, just because of the time frame I have throughout the day. Yeah, so like I have to edit, and sometimes you mess up like with words, and so that's what I do. I just edit out. And I know maybe some of you can relate. If you mess up, like drop something, but I know with quite a few, like Johnny, he's pretty cool, and I've watched his videos for quite a while as well. So, what else outside of the internet? I'm clerical at a kennel, so I work with animals, like tons of dogs and stuff. So fun stuff.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
So Andy, on to you. How long does it take the pro to edit his stuff?
It depends. It depends on what I'm doing. Like, I don't really do unboxing videos, but I've seen a lot, and I've done like a lot of like small internet, internet skits and internet short films, and I mean it all really just depends. Like I edit with Final Cut Pro and After Effects for most things, so I mean it depends on how like detail oriented I want to get with everything. But there's some videos that I've put together that's only taken me, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours to really get it in there. There's times where I just, if it takes me a long time to edit something, I mean, it's usually just because I'm just searching for, what feels right or what doesn't feel right. I mean, if it's a musical montage, then I have to make sure that the music fits, like, kind of the mood that I'm trying to create. And, it's just a range of different things. I mean, I've had some videos, some little projects take me, like 2 weeks to do, just because like I get way too interested in how I want something to look, and then I'll just completely delete my project and redo it over and over again until I have it right. I don't know. It's
okay. I'm going to brag on you a little bit.
Brag.
What show was you on that everybody should know in your younger days, right?
Yeah.
What show was that?
No, a friend of mine and I were on the show Attack of the Show back in 2004.
Awesome.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's so good.
It was a great show, and it was. I don't know. It was for a website that a friend of mine did, and we both kind of worked on this website, and it got national attention, or internet national attention, or whatever. And so Attack of the Show called us up, and they flew us out there to talk about some things. And I mean, it was really cool. But yeah, it was funny because I didn't think people knew about that show. I didn't think anyone knew anything of it. And then after we were on it, like all of a sudden everybody was like, "Oh my God, that's the best show I've ever seen." I'm like, "Well, yeah, it's Attack of the Show. It's a show about games and comics and movies and everything awesome. So
Awesome.
10 years ago now.
That's crazy how time flies by.
Yeah.
Got a guy that asked a question. How do you respond to bad comments? That's on Twitter. That's Amy Slayton asked, how do you respond to bad comments?
I guess I'll go first because I see Johnny laughing over there. I'll
be right back.
Okay.
I have a few friends who are relatively popular on YouTube. And I was in one of their vlogs for VidCon about a year or 2 years ago now, I think. And in the sea of comments of, oh, this is hilarious or whatever, there was one comment that said, I don't like Jimmy. That's all it said. I was in the video for like a minute tops. It was a 20-minute video or something like that, but it was, I don't like Jimmy.
I'm going to comment that on all of your videos. I'm just going to say I don't like Jimmy on all of
Like, I'm just going to type that on every single one of his videos.
Yeah,
Just-
so
don't like Jimmy.
the way I responded to that was, I don't like him either. I mean, the moral of the story is, or what I'm trying to get at is, when someone leaves you a hateful comment, have fun with it. Don't take it personally. Just have fun, Like, you don't like Jimmy? Well, fuck him. I don't like him either. Am I allowed to cuss? I'm sorry.
I guess you can now.
I guess so.
Bunch of kids are screaming right now, crying for mommy.
Right now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I get vulgar sometimes. But no, it's like, well, just I would say is have fun with it. Kill them with kindness. Don't take it personally, and just move on with your day. Because if you spend your time worrying about the negative comments, you're not going to do anything else.
That's true. I mean, I don't have enough subscribers, I think, or people are just super nice, but nobody's ever said anything really mean to me at all. You get like, oh, you forgot to add this about a product in there, but I think that's just criticism, and I'm cool with that. I mean, if I forget something, let me know, because I cannot stand giving wrong advice. That's why I put so much time into like Bluetooth speakers and stuff. I mean, I put a minimum of 50 to 60 hours for everything that I would review to give enough time for those speakers to burn in and stuff before I tell somebody if it sucks. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really have negative feedback because I just hadn't been around long enough, I guess. Because I know it comes with time.
Yeah, I've only gotten one myself, and for some reason I was super excited. I was like, I made it! This means I'm on YouTube.
Someone on the internet hates me.
Yes, somebody. Thank you, guy. I think his name was like Brock something. So that was.
Oh, you remember? It's going to be like burned in your brain forever. That SOB.
The person who commented that I don't like Jimmy, his name was like Mr. Polaroid.
Everybody remembers their first bad comment.
Oh no, I've had bad ones. This one it stood out.
I was disappointed though because it was so unoriginal and just lame. He just said this dude is gayer than Liberace. And I was like, kinda, yeah. I mean, that's fine. You think so? I don't like if somebody uses gay as an insult. I'm not gay, but I don't have anything against that. So I just don't like when people use that as an insult. But it didn't offend me or anything like that. You don't go through 30 years of life being 5'2" and as flamboyant as I am without taking an insult or two. It's just truth, So it didn't really faze me at all. I expect we were going to do that. So I just left it there, and I just said, that's hilarious. Thanks, guy. I'm glad that I made an impact in your life. So just forget it.
I made a video once a few years ago. I was trying to help a friend out, and I was trying to get him sponsored by Marlboro cigarettes. And so I made this little video as a sponsor me video, because I can't think of anything to do to get sponsored by a cigarette company. So I just, came up with a script, and I had this guy say, basically it was to the effect of like, he likes to sit around, he likes to smoke cigarettes, he's interested in serial killers. So why not just give him cigarettes? It'd be kind of cool. So this video ended up, over the course of like 2 years, it got around 40,000 views. and like most of the comments were really good, but then of course every once in a while there was some negative comments for no reason, because it's obviously a joke, you know, video, unless Marlboro really wanted to sponsor my friend, which would have been awesome. But I had this one comment that somebody wrote. It was like a 2-paragraph comment which basically stated that this person should kill themselves for no reason. I was like, that's stupid, and that escalated way too quickly. So what I did to combat that was, instead of just writing them back, I ended up making another video, and I printed out their comment, and I read the comment on video, acting as how I think this person looks or acts or feels, and I did it in a graveyard, and it was pretty good, and I ended up getting, I think, 6,000 views on it. I was like, all right, you know, there it is, and that was my creative way of kind of getting back at this person without, you know, coming back and being like, no, screw you, I hope you kill yourself. Like, that was just stupid. So, you know, I just pretended to be that person, you know, and they never wrote me back. They never said anything afterwards.
They never do. It's sometimes it's one of those like a one-shot thing. Hey, I stumbled across this video. I'm gonna try to piss them off. They want a reaction. So you didn't give them the reaction they wanted, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That's
Good
the
job.
best reply. That is the best thing that I've ever heard, and now I just want to see this video so bad.
Well, the Marlboro video has been taken down. Yeah, sorry, I ended up taking it down about 2 years ago, but I'm sure somewhere I can find this reply video, because
Yeah.
it was good. I mean, it was a fun little creative exercise, you know, without getting angry.
I got Cecilia Bryant. She says, I'm watching all you guys right now and love hearing y'all's accents from totally different places, yet with similar interest. This is pretty cool, I guess. She's probably talking about me.
Hi, Cecilia.
California accent.
And Jacob Blank has a question. What is your favorite part of the Oscar-winning film franchise Shrek? Also, I don't like Jimmy. That's what he said.
Oh, that
I love
guy's my
you
new
too.
best friend.
That means I'll go first.
Okay.
My part of the Shrek franchise, the award-winning Shrek franchise, I think it might be the cast. Just a bunch of comedians, a celebrity cast. I love Disney, so I mean that's, I think, all I could say.
That wasn't a Disney movie.
I know.
It's
Exactly. It makes fun of Disney.
Wow.
I know it's DreamWorks. I make fun of Disney, so I like the cast. I'm gonna say that. I like Mike Myers, I like Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, y'all can throw tomatoes at me or whatever. I, for one reason or another, just hated that freaking movie. I'm sorry. That's
I
just
don't
me.
blame you.
I like the first one or whatever, but like after that, I think it started to kind of spiral down for me. I don't know. I guess because they kind of rehashed themselves.
It became a cash grab.
Yeah, it was definitely about the money. Like, I do have a big respect for some of those films that were totally awesome, that grossed so much money that I liked, and they never made a sequel. Because I think they know that it fails, you know, to the big fans, you know, those
I
sequels
like
sometimes.
that discussion has evolved into Shrek lost its dignity along the way.
Yeah.
Shrek's self-respect.
Yes.
Shrek out.
It's
God damn it.
such a sad thing.
Such a great film.
Oh my gosh.
I have another question from Donna. It's on my phone too. Did you, as a kid, do some homemade movies and hoping and seeing your dreams now as an adult? So did anybody like try to be creative as a child and kind of it's escalated to where it is now?
As a kid, I don't know. Probably most of you like remember Star Search.
Oh yeah.
I would always dance to it, like just physically dance to it. Whenever they would dance, I would just go all out. So
My uncle, he had a camera. This is back in the 90s. back with the tape, and I would just take his camera whenever I would get the chance, and make my own little movies, which would get recorded over because they just took it as me being dumb, which that's what it was. So yeah, I'm sure maybe there's a tape out there with a dumb video of 8-year-old Jimmy, pretending to be a movie star. But I mean, until I can find the tape, I don't think I can show you guys.
I have like two things that kind of come to mind. One, I remember this very elaborate, and I have it on video. I do have it. I'm transferring it to DVD. It's a very elaborate, like, space station thing that me and my dad filmed out of, like, we made a spaceship out of couch cushions and tennis balls and all kinds of craziness, and that's pretty amazing. But when I was a kid, my childhood crush was Jennifer Lopez on In Living Color as one of the Fly Girls.
Yeah, mine too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm gonna grow up and be a break dancer, so she'll love me. And I was gonna be a fly boy, and I would have videos of me breakdancing, and I was terrible, and still am. So.
Cool.
You were a great breakdancer. You broke stuff while you danced.
There we go.
I never made movies. I mean, my friends and I would like put on like plays. Nobody watched us, but we would do them. And then I made like a little like girl group band thing in elementary school. I remember we had a song called Hot Lips, which is probably really inappropriate for
Good Lord.
like grade girls. But that was that.
Hot Lips.
Nothing else came until high school, though. That was it.
Wait, do you remember how Hot Lips goes? Do you remember the words, the tune?
Yeah.
Oh!
It's not gonna happen. I haven't had nearly enough to drink.
I think I heard that song on the radio. It's like, Hot Lips had a little lamb. Right? No?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how it goes.
What?
Those are the lyrics. It's a Billboard Top 40.
It charted in Germany, yeah, I remember that.
Well, let's go on to the next actual question. What tips do you think you might have for somebody that's going to start or venture down like a YouTube path or want to? Because I know it's a very popular thing with the younger groups and stuff. So much so, I think Google's going to make a YouTube just specific for children, which I read about. And so, what advice? Because I know somebody's going to watch this later. So what advice do you think you have for someone wanting to go down that kind of avenue or tiptoe into it? Because that seems to be the trend, going in and out of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, my advice to anyone trying to do YouTube is don't do it for the money, because if you do that, your sole purpose is to get a paycheck at the end of the day. And when that doesn't happen, you're going to be severely disappointed. So my advice is to just have fun. If money comes along, then take that paycheck, but don't do it specifically to possibly get a check, because I know some of the guys who are bigger, who are in the top of the YouTubers, and they didn't make money when they started, and when they did start making money, it wasn't huge amounts to begin with, so I would just say don't do it for the money. Do it because that's something you want to do for fun, and if money comes along, then feel free to take it.
Yeah, I agree, because sometimes I look at the bigger dogs like, CNET and stuff like that, some of their videos, and to me it seems so half-assed, like their electronics. They almost have to force that in, and you're like, well, I'm not getting a true review. This is just like a demo of the product almost. I want to go and see the guy that's got 100 subscribers or 1,000 or whatever that's not getting a dime for it, and get his true opinion after owning it for 6 months down the road or whatever. That's what I'm looking at. And they almost stab themselves in the back along the way, it seems, by getting too big for themselves and not really... and trying to hit every single point that they can and not really fulfilling what a viewer would want to see from a product review or whatever standpoint. I don't know.
And I feel like you can always tell who does it for the money. It's like they're cranking out a 3-minute video every single day just because they're making money from every video. Like you can always tell people who are making money from it and their videos just aren't as good either. Like it's very obvious if someone is doing something because they love to do it. Versus doing something just
right. Like, no matter if I'm making well, I can't say that because if all of a sudden they're like, "We'll give you $1 million to keep doing this," well, bring it on, I'm doing it. But I'm gonna. I mean, it's my reputation. You know, I don't want to. To me, that's very important. I'm a person that really has to keep a strong reputation at work or wherever. I just can't fail, and I beat myself up more than anybody could ever do it when I make a mistake. So I just sometimes I watch stuff and I'm like, I can't believe that they would just really do a product this injustice, but do it justice at the same time because they're not telling the truth. But
Yeah, I mean, that was going to say the same thing, and I have said the same thing in other videos. People have asked this before, but it's like, you know, you definitely want to have fun with it. And I guess it goes along with why you're doing it, but for me, again, it was because I wanted to connect people and talk to other people about it. So for me, the biggest thing I could say is pay attention to your subscribers. You know, there's people that are taking the time to watch your videos and really enjoy it. That means a lot. And I mean, I talk with every one of my subscribers practically. I respond to every comment. And, I mean, anybody, at any given time, I'm talking to 10 people across the U.S. or across the world on Facebook Messenger, and if you're watching, message me, because I'll talk to you, because I love talking to new people. But there's so much fun you can have with that, so really pay attention to that, because it's been the best, most rewarding part of it for me, so that's my suggestion.
yeah, I get the same feeling. Just what little bit exposure that people's having with me or whatever, I guess. I get a fulfillment out of sharing something because I don't know why, but it's just like I've gravitated to this position like my whole life because I've always loved to share and tell people about things that I really like. And then now the way technology is and how the price of things drop, anybody can do it, and it's kind of like I can really tell people what I think about things. And I've done it my whole life, and I think it's just gradually, just automatically, just fell into my lap. I don't know. Did we just get off on something that I don't even remember the answer or the question? But
Yeah, it was the advice thing. I think we're still on track.
okay. Next, let me see. I got a question from Tiffany, which happens to be my fiance, and I'm getting married in the last 2/3 of March.
Yay!
Yes.
Sorry, ladies. She says because she's watching. Let's see. Do any of the other YouTubers enjoy going to conventions like I do? Do they get inspiration? Now, I'll comment on that. Like Dragon Con, which is down in Atlanta. I don't know if anybody knows that convention. That's like the best time ever to go to. It's expensive.
Oh, it's a blast, yeah.
It's expensive. Like if you stay at a hosting hotel, there's 5 hosting hotels in downtown Atlanta. But if you stay there, it's like if you stay for the full ride, it's anywhere from $800 to $1,000 just for hotel. So it's not cheap. But man, the amount of stuff I pull out of that is ridiculous. I mean, they have an awesome film festival. They have just all kind of panels with celebrities and stuff, and people behind the scenes, which is really important because you get to ask them questions and stuff. But anyway, before I go on, does anybody go to conventions and pull inspiration from it?
Yeah, it's funny that we're on the topic of online video. For the past 3 years, going on for this upcoming summer, I go to VidCon, which is the video conference, which is one of the bigger YouTube conventions. It's held in Anaheim. And I make the effort to go, and it's such a good time because kind of like this, where you get to talk to other YouTubers, but this time you're talking to them face-to-face, and you get to really have conversations with them. You could collaborate with them, and you could pretty much meet a new whole set of friends, which I am fortunate enough to have been able to do. Not only that, but you meet people who are already they're the top dogs. If they're not being swarmed by fangirls, you get to sit down with some of them, just have a conversation about whatever it is, whether it's making it on YouTube or what they had for breakfast that day. So it's really fun. Celebrities are going to last year I met Will Wheaton. I met Chris Hardwick.
Shane may be jealous.
Shane's
jealous.
Shane.
Tabletop.
I met Chris Hardwick. I met Tori from MythBusters. These are all just they were just walking around the convention. They were on panels. They were having a good time. So for anyone who wants to go to these conventions, go to network, go to have a good time, and just kind of soak everything in, because it's definitely a good learning experience, because you get to pretty much talk to those guys and girls who are already making it on YouTube. Or not just in YouTube, but in the industry, and you get to have conversations with them about whatever you want, and it's a fun time. And for $150, I think it's worth it.
True. Andy, I saw your hand go up. You get inspiration, I know you do.
I've been going to conventions since 2009, and I think at the height of everything, I was going to 3 a year. So I've been down to Spooky Empire in Florida. I've been to Chicago for a few. I've been to, I don't know, Tennessee, here in St. Louis. But I go to, 99% of the conventions I go to are horror-based. So I've met anyone from, George Romero to, Lloyd Kaufman I've met more times than I can count. But it's like, I go, I meet a lot of people, and actually, I get to connect with people, people that I grew up idolizing. It's like I can actually sit down and have conversations with these guys or girls, and it's incredible. I've told some people that, the first convention I went to in 2009. I ended up not just meeting, but actually sitting down and having an hour-long conversation with George Romero. And in the entire time we talked, we didn't say a single thing about zombie movies, because he was like, I just want to talk about whatever. We talked about, films and TV shows, but we kept it away from the horror genre, and we kept it away from especially his movies, because he was like, I don't care about what I do. He was like, I'm here to talk to people about what they do and what they love. And it's amazing, just being able to have normal conversations with these people. It's just it can completely change your life. It can completely change how you think about, this art and that art and stuff. So I love conventions, and I've spent way too much money at conventions, but it's a healthy habit. So
Exactly, because guess what convention me and him and whatever else has got coming up? Anybody want to guess in March? Chicago? Anybody know?
PAX?
I know.
Is it PAX? No.
We know.
I don't know.
Nobody's gonna know. It's the very first one, but it's a big deal. I'll give you 2 more seconds. Okay, you're done. It is Bruce Campbell's Horror Fest, which is the first year for it in Chicago. When is that? The 5th, 6th, 7th, whatever that weekend is. Yeah, so we'll be going there, and for my channel, I will be interviewing people, and I'm going to try to wiggle my way, and I'm shooting some emails to Wizard World, because I think they're putting that on, seeing what I can do and what I can get away with my channel. But I'm definitely carrying cameras and audio stuff, and gonna really just review the whole convention, with it being its very first one. So I'm excited about getting people's opinion, what their ideas are before it happens. So I'm going a day early and gonna interview as many people as I can about their expectations for this thing, and I really want to catch it while it's happening and then after, to see if it fulfilled anything. And while we're on Bruce Campbell, I'm going to bring up the show for next year. This is a question for later, but I'm going to bring up a show for next year that I am heavily anticipating from Showtime. Does anybody know what that is? Anybody? Huh?
Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Yes, of course.
Why are you running over me? Come on.
But yes, Ash versus Evil Dead. And I read an interview a couple days ago from Bruce Campbell, kind of spilling the beans on the whole setup of this whole situation. It's going to be 20-something years away from Army of Darkness, and he's got 2 sidekicks with him or so, and he's trying to mentally steer clear of what happened and stuff like that, but he gets thrown back into the mix of it because the evil returns. And I'm thinking during the festival, I'm hoping he's going to bring the cast in and really go into a little bit more in-depth stuff on that. And Sam Raimi's directing the pilot, and I think he's writing the pilot for it, so it'll be on Showtime. So
When is that festival?
it's the weekend of the 6th, 7th March, whenever that is.
Hey.
Yeah. So
I just bought my tickets today, so
yes,
so
he's fresh. He's fresh on the dates.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
Johnny
and-
wants to go now.
And
I
for
believe-
the money, I suggest the VIP simply because you get into the convention 30 minutes early. You get a photo, signature op, all that kind of stuff ahead of the line. You get to move right up and meet Bruce Campbell. You get guaranteed seating, like in the front, I'm assuming, of his panel. I can't think of what else the perks. What are the other perks? Do you know, Andy?
Probably a goodie bag.
Yeah, you get a lithograph.
yeah,
something.
lithograph. Most likely there'll be a VIP party on Saturday night.
Yes.
Um, You know,
Yeah, so it's worth the $200 versus like the $80 or $90 for just the standard admission. When you figure in how much they charge for autographs and photos, and then you get all those extras on top of that, it's really a good deal. I'm glad I got mine locked in. So, and they're gonna give, if you go trying to look at who's gonna be there and all that, it's 10 days before the convention is whenever they're gonna roll out with the finalized plan of everything. So don't try looking now. What is it?
They've announced some of the people that are going to be there.
Yes.
Toby, the guy who's the Jigsaw killer in all of the Saw movies. Michael Rooker's going to be there. Merle from Walking Dead. A bunch of people from the Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Films going to be in there.
Tucker and Dale or whatever.
Tucker and Dale are going to be there.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean I think that's a slim list because I really think surely to God people's going to be there. That's like more people. I'm thinking.
yeah, there's going to be more. Yeah.
I do have my tickets for Texas Frightmare Weekend coming up this year, which I've tried to go to for like the last 3 years since I've been in Texas, but it's
Nice.
never worked out because my job has had me flying everywhere previously. But now I have a new job, and now I'm not traveling, and I've reserved that weekend off, so I'll be there all weekend long.
Awesome. And just a reminder to everybody who is watching or not watching, or send this out to Facebook, whatever. Advertise this is going on live. It's at Isaiah746. Right below me is my Twitter, and those are where the questions are going to be going. So send those in that direction, and we will answer those. No doubt. We've already answered like half a dozen or so already. So number 5 on the list. Who or what is your support system for being creative? Like, where do you hold yourself? You're creative and all that, but where did you get it? Where's your support system at? Where do you go to be supported in what you're doing?
Real quick, because it's going to be super simple. It's Jimmy!
Jimmy!
Yes.
Oh,
Jimmy is
hey.
fantastic. Jimmy has... I would be nowhere without Jimmy.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, he's done all my logos.
Don't cry, Jimmy. Quit it.
You better cry. I'm going to drink your tears.
Good Lord.
He's done so much for me. It's amazing. He's helped me get set up with all like how do I do this? How do I even do a branding intro? How do I do a Facebook? He has done everything, and this guy is a genius, and he's awesome, and I totally appreciate it. But outside of that, yes, it's one of those. I can't do it. I don't know. I have no love in my hands. Outside of that, I get a lot of support from just from like other YouTubers. Like, there's been like so many people. Like, I always talk about Anthony Rapino and stuff like that because he's the first one who really got me inspired to do these. I was looking for subscription boxes and things like that. So having people like him is awesome because I've made this huge collaboration, and Pixie Wells is tagging me, stuff we're doing collaborations, and Girl Tour is doing awesome stuff, and I'm like, I want to do all these things, and it's awesome. So it's not only, yes, Jimmy has helped me to do everything, but then it's the community that's really supporting the continuation of it.
Awesome. Who else has that good old support system or thing that supports you? It doesn't have to be a person necessarily, but whatever, what supports you.
I guess I'll go. Go ahead. No, go ahead, please.
Kind of like what Jimmy said, or what Johnny said. Sorry, you were starting to talk, Jimmy, and I was talking over you. I feel like I can go to like Johnny, like if I want to talk about YouTube things, and Anthony Rapino, always comment on my videos, and so those two are awesome. But I also have a really good support system of like friends and family. My boyfriend always like shares my stuff on the internet. My friends, Emily and Claire and Jacob, are always there. Like if I need help creatively or just to kind of like promote and things like that. And my mom is always like sharing my stuff on the internet, which is really cool because I feel like not everyone gets like their family and friends on board with the creative things that they're doing. So I feel pretty lucky to, you know, have that support close by.
Awesome.
I think Johnny left briefly, but yeah, Johnny is one of those guys who has shown a lot of support in my return. But before that, just close friends and even my family for putting up with this, you know, weird adventure that I'm trying to do. So, just kind of like just people who surround me, they support whatever dumb things I want to do. If it happens to be making online videos, they don't get it, but they support it, so it's always nice.
Awesome. Next. Somebody? Hello? Don't make me click on your feed. Shane, go!
I'm pretty new at this, so I haven't really built a support structure. But my wife's always been one of those creative people, always kind of push me on. But I guess I would say then I guess my gaming groups have been with in the past. You know, they kind of, you know, they support me every time they say I do a good job at DMing and kind of inspire me to do it. So, you know, that's pretty much it for me, as far as it goes.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I guess I pull my creatism out of my butt. No, I'm just kidding. I pull it out from like my mental state, I guess, from like growing up, I think, for me, because I was the only child, and I spent a lot, I was the, you know, you ride by the house, and you're like, who's that idiot, weird kid playing in the yard by himself, you know, sword fighting a tree, who's that? Well, that was probably me, and I think,
There's a lot of us.
yeah, that kind of formed my imagination and my creative take on life and stuff, because I'm always thinking, and I don't even mean to, I think, you know, I'll make a comment or something and people's like, where did you come up with that, you know, or whatever, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And it's really how my mind works, and it's just different and weird, and I don't know, I don't even know if I answered my own question, but you know, I just pull it from my childhood almost, but just like not like being alone, but just like, I don't know, just being my own creative thing, entity, you know, my own imagination or something, and it still carries on through adulthood. It's kind of weird how that works. Like you never grow up. You'll pretend around people that need your advice for something, but your mental state always kind of stays the same. I work with nothing but guys, and I can justify that. It's just like high school all the time, every time I go to work. But anybody else? I know there's somebody else down there. It's Andy, it's you.
Is it me?
Yes. Whatever the question was, go ahead.
Where do I get my... state that question again?
Yeah, I will. Who or what is your support system for being creative and making your videos? Like, where do you pull the creative stuff out of? What pocket, what orifice does it come from?
It just sort of comes from everywhere and everything. You know, I mean, you know, as far as people are concerned, my wife is a giant support system for me for what I do, what I love to do. You know, she's the one that supported me for the past year. I've just been freelance, you know, just doing freelance video work, so I guess, you know, she's been a huge supporter of all of that. But, you know, really as far as creativity and things go, I mean, I kind of look at the world, you know, I don't want to say I look at the world differently because I think that's kind of, you know, just an overused term. But you know, I mean, I look at things, you know, in just ways where I figure that I can kind of create something out of it, I guess. You know, and I've been shooting videos since 1993. That's when my dad bought a video camera. So I've been telling people that since 1993 I have been shooting and editing and, you know, trying to figure out, you know, creative concepts.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So the next one kind of is going to steer from the creative part and what you use to be creative. What camera equipment do you use for your videos? So let's kind of talk about everybody's equipment. I myself right now is using a Logitech C920 webcam, I think it is. It's full 1080p. I have a Sony Nex 6. I have a Samsung NX2000. I think I have a Canon Vixia something or another RF 400 or whatever it is too. So that's my stuff, and lenses, and a lot of lenses to go with that right now. So that's my setup. And this guy, the Zoom H2N, I think this is like one of the little best throw around things that you could have if you're starting out as a YouTuber. What advice I could give you, I guess we'll go back to that, is get yourself an H2N, one of these, a lavalier mic, which I've got a video on, the best, cheapest, US made lavalier mic. It's on there, and probably one of these, which you don't need all that other stuff for, because this is a ELF 110HS. This is awesome starter. It's like you can get these as cheap as like $40 on eBay used. This is definitely full 1080p, 24 frames per second. It's something good to start out with, just to figure out if you want to continue to go on and buy expensive stuff, because equipment can get very expensive, and there's a lot of DIY stuff out there for building sliders and stuff like that online. So don't just jump on there and think, okay, I gotta buy like this expensive equipment and stuff. You can make a lot out of PVC and cheap rollerblade wheels and stuff. I mean, you can do amazing things with it, like boom lifts and all kind of stuff out of the cheapest of tripods and PVC or steel conduit stuff. And just look on YouTube for DIY stuff too if you're into that. But yeah, that's my equipment, I guess. Oh, and this mic here is a Blue Yeti, I think it is, mic there, and just some noise canceling headsets, Audio Technica for this. So. Who's next on your equipment?
I'll be real quick. I have a Canon Vixia HS R500. Thanks, Mom. Love you. Yay.
Cool.
And Bombay Sapphire, my co-pilot.
I use a Canon Rebel T3i for my video shooting, and then after that I just have like standard, like I have a ring light, I have a wide-angle fisheye lens that I sometimes use, I have a lapel microphone that I'm starting to use as well, just kind of stuff that isn't 100% necessary, but I use it anyways.
Yeah, I think I look over and see half the stuff that definitely is not necessary, that I just feel like I need or something. But I could pull it off with like one thing, but it just would not be as good if I didn't. And your lighting too, I forgot to mention, like lighting is probably one of the most important things that I've found that can really make a video good or bad. Like you can have great equipment but terrible lighting and it just looks like it just sucks. And you can have mediocre equipment and great lighting, which you can buy really cheap, like Cowboy Studios or something like that on Amazon. I can't remember what other brands are really cheap to get you started. But lighting's a huge key. Like look up, do your research on YouTube on like how to light scenes and stuff like that, because you can pull off some amazing stuff with cheaper equipment with the lighting.
Yeah, that's why my $20 Target lamp, I went all in on that, and my videos
All in.
terrible.
Who's next for equipment?
I'll go. I use something really simple. It's just a Logitech with a built-in microphone, and also my Samsung phone to carry with me if I go anywhere. So that's what I use.
Yeah, I'm getting super lazy here lately. If I want to make a quick point or say something, I just pull out my Samsung phone and do a quick video and upload it straight from the phone and just lay back on the couch and eat something.
Exactly.
And I'm like, I did something, and I lay down.
Now, one piece of advice I have for pretty much anyone starting out on YouTube when it comes to equipment is don't go out and spend thousands of dollars on equipment at the very beginning. Know what you want to do, start doing it, and then buy the equipment as you start needing it. Because
Sure.
I know way too many guys who, one guy went out and bought a green screen, bought some lighting, bought a nice camera, bought just a bunch of equipment, and didn't do anything with it. Just because they started buying a ton of stuff, and they didn't know how to use it, they didn't use it. So my advice is, for when you're starting out, use what you have. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Own your craft, and then start those upgrades little by little, and you'll get far with any amount of equipment that you have.
Good point. And Andy, it's your turn. I'm not gonna let you go. I know you got some good stuff.
Oh man. Let's see. I currently have a Panasonic HMC40 with a bunch of different adapters and wide-angle lenses and a fisheye lens for it for some unknown reason. I've got a Canon T3i with about 10 lenses. One of them is like a 500 millimeter lens, which was the stupidest purchase I could have made, but I was just like, for some reason, I was like, it's a telescope, that I attached to my camera, and you can take great pictures of the moon with it. What else? Oh, and of course, like I have to have a GoPro, because those things you can put anywhere and take anywhere and do anything with them. So I do a lot of time lapses with my GoPro. Those are my three main cameras, and then for professional work, I usually just end up renting something. But those are my three personal cameras that I do most of my work with.
So definitely, like the renting side is a lot better than purchasing, because some of that stuff can get up like 20 grand or something for like some of those. What's the Red? Is it the Red? What is that? The really nice one.
There's the Red cameras. There's Black Magic cameras. There's the Ari system. But there's tons of things. But I now live in a city where I have rental companies at my disposal. So
that is cool, man. I think you made an awesome decision going to where you went to for what you are doing and stuff. I think you guys made an awesome decision, because we had a great time when we come up there, or I did when I came visit. Had an awesome time. Good place.
Just don't watch the news. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah, all that happened since,
I'm in St. Louis, by the way, so that's don't watch the news. It's a great place to live.
Don't believe everything you see on the news.
But it's humid there.
Yeah.
I was just there. We went to Pie, and it was delicious.
Pie's a great place. It's really good.
I want pie.
They don't have pie, they have pizza. But it's pie as in like 3.14 pie.
I still want pie.
It's a good place. If you're ever in St. Louis, you should go get a pizza there. Although their deep dish isn't like real deep dish pizza, but it's really good still.
Yeah. Nobody in St. Louis understands how to make a deep dish pizza. They just don't know how to do it. So, that's my next venture is going to be to make a pizza place that only serves deep dish pizzas, and they're going to be like super thick, and it's going to piss everybody off. But I'm going to be like, that's a real deep dish, because nobody else knows how to make them.
All right, next. Do you believe in making New Year's resolutions, and why? We're close.
I don't think so.
Tomorrow.
No, I don't.
Just do what you want to do.
Thank you.
I believe in New Year's illusions, because it's an illusion that you'll actually get it,
Oh, burn!
Yeah, whatever it is. But no, I am terrible. I do it to give myself this false illusion that I'm gonna be a better person the following year. And it's the same me every year. So
Yeah, there's this is how nerdy I am. I base all of my life learnings off of the internet. There's this web comic that I read one day, and it's a very long one, and the whole story was about how somebody was saying, oh, I wish I could do this, or I wish I could do that. And the other guy said, well, really, you can do whatever you like to. It's just your choice, however you choose to make your next move, what you do in this moment. And that's the same way I look at anything, If I'm going to wake up and think, hey, I want to run today, I should run. It's not for the next year or the next 365 days I'm going to be this person. It's I want to be today, I want to be tomorrow. And as long as you're doing what makes you happy, then it kind of doesn't matter. So.
Cool.
I also think there's a difference between setting goals and setting, like, resolutions, too. like goals are things that you have a plan for and are attainable, and I feel like resolutions are like everyone's just like, okay, well, I'm gonna lose weight. It's like, okay, well, what are you gonna do to do that? Like,
Sure.
I just think there's a difference between those things.
Well, it's like resolutions always start anyway, like in the middle of December. So most of the time, I do a resolution every freaking month because I'm like, what am I gonna do next month? You know, what are my self goals for the next week or next month or whatever? So really, you kind of set them every month or something. So to say that you have New Year's resolutions, those change all the time. You know, we change as a people all the freaking time.
I think the best resolution would be try to suck less than you did the year before. Don't suck as much. If you don't suck, then great. Just be more awesome every single year. Because
That's true.
I don't think it's hard to. I mean, it's one thing to set yourself a goal to lose weight and go to the gym every morning, but it's another to just be a better human being and to set that goal. Even if you are an awesome human being, just try to be a better human being. You know, it doesn't matter how awesome you are. So
Yeah,
make it
because
a
I
better
mean,
place.
if you're constantly saying I want to better myself every day, that includes everything like health, attitude, everything. You know, so yeah,
And why wait till the end of the year? You know,
exactly,
set
yeah,
goals and resolutions every day and try to achieve them. So,
yeah. I definitely try to learn from my mistakes. I think that's the biggest thing because I make them all the time, and I'll make them again too. But I'll try to learn from them as much as possible. Um, We're going to change directions totally now. What's your favorite daily used item that you purchased in 2014? What's something that you bought this year that you use on a daily basis, no matter how big or small? What would you say is that item?
I buy a lot of useless things, so it's kind of a hard question. Um, I don't have it with me, but I bought a drawing tablet this year. And even though I suck at drawing, I still use it every day to try to improve. So
Oh,
Awesome.
I bought a Contigo, and it's the most amazing thing I've ever had in my life. Now, I have had coffee thermoses before, but this thing keeps my coffee hot for hours. It has a tea filter attachment, so I can have TV steeping inside of it. It's beautiful. It's amazing. I'm going to marry it. I'm a depressing human being. I love my Contigo.
Awesome. What else have you guys bought that's tiny that you use on a daily basis that you probably don't even know you use?
I feel like all of my things that are like great things to use on a daily basis are like makeup and skincare and things that nobody else is going to care about but me.
Awesome. I know for me, like, is the Samsung Gear Fit watch. I look like an idiot probably wearing it, but I cannot, like, do anything. I feel naked. I feel like I took my underwear and pants off and went out if I leave this at home, which is crazy because it gives me vibrations and notifications. Uh, and I don't know. It's just a part of me now. It's a part. I don't even have to pull my phone up or anything. I just look at it. Oh, okay, whatever. Uh, that's worth every penny I spend. If something happened to it, that would be definitely something I'd buy right back again. Anyway, nobody else? Going once, twice, three? Done. What's your favorite song, music, artist, album, whatever 2014? What do you think where do you think that lies
I
with
have
you
a
at
couple.
on music?
Do I have to pick one?
No, you can.
No, whatever.
Okay, so Taylor Swift's new album was really good, and it's fine. Yeah, I feel like I'm being judged so hard right now, and I just don't care.
I hate that I love it. Oh,
So
You're
good.
awesome.
The new Perfume Genius was really good. The new Bad Bad Not Good. FKA Twigs was really good. New Slater Kinney, Jenny Lewis, TV on the radio. Like, I feel like so many good things happened this year.
Awesome. Anybody else love music?
I chose two. They were like kind of the opposite ends of the spectrum. I have been obsessed with "Take Me to Church" by Hozier.
I love that song too, man.
That's
That's
a
a good one.
great song. It is so just atmospheric.
Yeah.
Loved it. Fantastic. Really, really kind of dark and fun. and very sensual. But on the completely opposite spectrum, that "Shut Up and Dance" by Walk the Moon is like my new anthem. That is the most fun song I've ever heard in my life. It is completely 80s throwback, and I can't wait till the next time I feel well enough to go dancing and they play it, and I'm gonna go nuts. So.
Awesome.
I've
So
been.
what was the question?
Oh no, it's cool, man. You got it.
Oh, so what was the question? I'm sorry, I missed it.
It was what's your favorite artist, music, song, album, whatever, like music related of 2014. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Andrew, you could go. Well, I think of my answer.
Well, I was just thinking, like, since I've been here, I've been listening to a lot of like new stuff, or a lot of different bands that I would have never experienced outside of St. Louis. But there's this guy that if he comes to your town, you got to check him out. His name's Pokey Lafarge, and
Just here. So good.
yes, absolutely amazing. I mean, it's old timey Americana music stripped down to its roots, and it's just
We
beautiful.
saw him. Was Dom Flemings with him?
Yes, yeah.
He's
I actually
so good, right?
I edited a video for them. It's on YouTube right now. It's a black and white video from their last tour that they just did, and yeah, I mean, I hung out with Pokey like 2 weeks ago, just because he's got a new album coming out. That's like I've kind of heard a couple tracks from. But I mean, Pokey is like he's a completely underrated, amazing artist. That I think if more people had get to hear him, he's gonna be it. It's incredible. So yeah, so my vote's for Pokey Lafarge.
For me, my favorite thing musically that came out of this year was the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack.
Yes.
That's a good soundtrack.
I mean, all the songs are a lot older than I am, but they were just mixed together on one CD or one album was just great. And if we're going non-mainstream, a rapper by the name of George Watsky came out with an album called All You Can Do This Year, and I've been listening to that pretty frequently, and it's one of my favorite things musically as well.
Awesome.
Well, I guess my wife tells me I'm kind of like an old man. I rarely ever listen to music. In fact, I'm usually listening to talk radio, so I don't really have too much to say on that. But right this year alone, I've been catching myself listening to a lot of Cake and Flogging Molly. I know it's not new, but that's
Nice.
pretty much what I've been doing. Yeah. So
Nice.
yeah.
I have a Samsung product, so I listen to Milk instead of Pandora. I'm big. I hate Pandora. I like Milk. They're ad free, so I just kind of set it to Seether, Theory of a Dead Man, Slipknot. What other ones? Powerman 5000 as a channel. Stuff like that. Whatever comes through. I'm liking Theory of a Dead Man right now. So stuff like that. Next, where am I at? What's your top 5 shows, like TV shows of 2014, and kind of, I guess, dwindle that down to your favorite? Probably the best way to go for that one. Do you have top 5 shows? Anybody that watch?
I think we were mentioning this a little bit earlier that I haven't watched a lot of new shows. I had one that was brand new this year. My favorite show that I got into this year, I know it was before this year, but my favorite show I got into this year was definitely Hannibal. Hannibal is fantastic and beautiful. The performances are amazing. It is just haunting and absolutely fantastic all the way through. Another show I got into this year that's been out before is Black Mirror. I've talked a lot about it on my Facebook. It's phenomenal. The White Christmas special was fantastic with John Hamm. But the one show that was specifically this year is Fargo. Oh my God. It was great. It was so wonderful. Had, so much of that same kind of humor and this dark sensibility, and where the show went, you had no clue, and it was just so much fun. So Fargo was brilliant. Absolutely loved it.
I don't know if I have 5 shows because there's about 3 shows that I have to watch. But I really liked, Arrow didn't come out this year, but this year's season of Arrow, or at least this half season, has been really good, and I've been enjoying Arrow.
Awesome.
Yeah, then Gotham has been surprisingly good. I mean,
Yeah, I like Gotham.
yeah, I wasn't
Gotham got
expecting.
better. It didn't start
Yeah,
out that
yeah.
way. It got better.
Yeah, definitely. Like I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. I started watching it because it's, Gotham, but I ended up liking a lot of the characters and the way they were portrayed in this specific series. So that was good. But the one that I think stood out the most is Flash. I think the Flash show is the standout show of the year, in my personal opinion. If you haven't watched Flash, I definitely recommend it. It's a good show, and it complements Arrow well. Where Arrow is dark and gritty, Flash is like light and uplifting, I guess. And it's a good comic book show. I like it much better than Agents of Shield.
Oh yeah.
I fell off Agents of Shield pretty
Yeah,
quick.
I watched the first several episodes and I couldn't get into it.
Yeah.
After the mid-season finale, that was like a week or two ago. I have hopes for it to get better now that they're actually introducing superhumans in it. But right now it's still kind of slow.
Nobody
I would
likes The
say,
Walking
though,
Dead.
I stopped watching that a couple seasons ago. I don't know, but I would say my list is. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say Arrow, top of my list too. I like Arrow more than Flash, but I like that grittier style more. I also like when shows have less CG work. I like more traditional effects, and that show uses a lot of traditional effects. And the surprise for me, I know it's not new, like you said, but I don't even know when it came out exactly. But Orange is the New Black. I know everybody talked about it like 6 months ago, but when I discovered it on Netflix, I didn't think I'd like it, and I was like, that's a really fun show. So, and it's kind of racy and weird, but pretty entertaining if you hadn't checked it out. And
Well, what do y'all think of American Horror Story this year? Is it kind of like dropped you off from liking it from the prior years? Because I loved last season, but this season's kind of, it just goes in and out of character so much. It's like here's a new one, it's gone. Here's a new one, it's gone. It's just, I don't know. It's okay, but
I kind of think the opposite. I hated last season.
really
I thought this season was way better. Huh?
awesome.
I loved the first season. I got about 4 episodes into the second season before I gave up because there were aliens and zombies and creatures and everything. It was so much. And just recently, I started watching the last second and third season on Netflix because the fourth season looked so right up my alley. Still hated the second season. Loved the third season. It had a much more coherent storyline. And now I'm looking forward to watching the fourth season. Haven't seen it yet. So yeah. What I would say also to an earlier point is I am not watching The Walking Dead right now because the first season was unbelievable, directed by Frank Darabont. That was fantastic. The subsequent seasons have just fallen off for me because I am such a huge fan of the comics and what they have done with the storylines. It's kind of blasphemy to see what they're doing to the characters.
it also kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth thinking about what happened to Frank Darabont. So
Yes, it does, because that guy's a freaking genius.
yeah.
I know Andy's steaming to say something. He's got to be. You're a fan of it, right?
I read the books. I mean, I read the comics as well as the show. I watch the show, and yeah, it's good, but it's just different enough. I think that like I can still kind of get into it. It's funny because like I have conversations with my wife all the time because she hasn't read any of the books or any of the comics, and she keeps asking me if these characters, like if this is what's going on in the comics. And I'm like, well, no. I mean, hell, some of these characters don't even exist. I mean, it's just kind of, it's just different enough, and so like I enjoy it. I mean, of course, I hated the second season, and it almost ruined the entire show for me.
Yeah.
But I stuck with it, and so I'm back.
Well, what do y'all think about the? I'll go ahead and just rock right into another question that I don't have written down. But what do you think about the new Walking Dead series that's going to take place in another place? And I know that one of the cast members, one of the lead characters, is actually from here. So how cool is that for Huntsville?
That's someone that takes place in LA, right?
I have no idea.
I think so.
Yeah, I had heard or read that it took place in LA. If it does take place in LA, I mean, I never got into The Walking Dead, but if it takes place in LA, I think I might be a little bit more likely to watch. It's just, hey, I know that place. Or,
Yeah.
hey, I've eaten there before, or stupid things like that. But I don't know. Maybe I'll get a cameo if I ask nicely.
They were handing them out left and right. If you were anywhere around Atlanta, apparently, from what I gather, you could just just walk on there pretty much. But that's what everybody was saying.
Did you guys watch Darknet on Netflix at all? It came out last year in Canada, but it was released on Netflix this year.
I have it on my queue. I really want to see it. Is it good?
I really liked it. That was one that there's only like 7 episodes in the first season, so I just like slammed through that one. And then I also watched Broad City. That was a great one.
That's a good show.
Here. And High Maintenance, which is like an internet television show.
I've heard of that.
They're all like shorts. What's that?
I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically it's like this drug dealer in New York City and like the interactions with the people that he deals to. But all the episodes are like 10 minutes long, so it's really easy to just like slam through them. Because everything that I watch, I binge watch it. So
Yeah.
anything that's easy. But I loved Orange Is the New Black too. That was one of my favorites.
Also, before I forget, make sure to mark on your calendars. Twin Peaks is coming back with original cast. So
I'm
keep
super pumped.
that. Oh, I am too. I remember watching
gonna be
the
so weird.
hell out of the Twin Peaks. It was a good show. Really good show. Like ahead of its time, almost good show. Yeah. But now we're going to move from shows to movies. Now we've got. Well, I think we had a kind of decent year for movies. So what was like your top movies, and kind of dwindle that down if you can mention a favorite, if all possible. Somebody go.
I like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
What other movies came out? I didn't hate the Ninja Turtles.
How dare you?
I didn't hate. That's a compliment.
How do I
hate
know?
it.
This is terrible.
I
like
kind of disliked it a little bit, but go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
I mean, look,
My least favorite. There it is.
the movie itself was bad. The turtles, on the other hand, were very likable, despite their looks. I liked the turtles for what they were.
Weird.
But I also liked Big Hero 6.
Sure.
I love Big Hero 6. Hence the beanie. Thank you, Johnny. What else came out this year? I don't remember anything else.
Okay, so I have been pimping out this
Interstellar.
movie. No. That's my biggest disappointment of 2014.
Interstellar. We'll save it. We're coming around.
Yes, I know. I've been pimping out this movie everywhere I go. The movie called The One I Love. It is on Netflix right now, and it is the most fascinating film I've seen all year long. It's just a real deep character study. It has some sci-fi elements, but you don't really stick to those. There is no understanding of them. It's really just about these characters, and it's absolutely fascinating. It's like a full-length Twilight Zone episode. I adore this film. I've watched it several times, and I just keep getting more and more into it. Along those same lines, where it's really just about character studies, are Birdman, which was unbelievable.
Oh man, I want to see that so bad. Was that good?
Oh my God, it's unbelievable. You're cheering the entire way through for this poor guy. And Nightcrawler, where you are just terrified. Jake Gyllenhaal is this.
That's on my list. I feel bad for not seeing it already.
It is, and it's so creepy and bizarre, and you want to see more, but you're scared to watch. Fantastic.
For real? Is it that?
Yes.
Is that?
Oh my God, yes. And then Guardians of the Galaxy and Winter Soldier. So those are my fun ones. But if I had to choose top, it's probably the one I've talked the most about, which is The One I Love. Everyone should see it, followed by Birdman and Nightcrawler. I'm really deep into my favorite movies are about people, not necessarily about stories, but about the way people react and the relationships behind them. So those 3 movies are the tops on my list. There it is.
Awesome. Next.
I missed the question because my browser went black. What was it?
It was your best movies of this year.
Oh, best movies this year? Okay, so mine are all horror movies.
Hey, that's awesome,
Okay, so The Babadook.
Oh, I love that. I forgot about it. I just watched it the other day. I think Johnny said something about it, and I was like, is it out? And I was like,
It's
Yeah,
so
yes,
good.
it
It
is.
reminded me of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
yeah,
Which is really cool.
that was a good movie.
I really liked All Cheerleaders Die. I thought that one was really fun, which is, it's, I guess, more of a comedy than a horror movie, but it falls in the horror genre.
I was so amazed when Lucky McKee directed that. That was an amazing. It just shocked me.
All Cheerleaders Die?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it, and I feel like I wasn't expecting to like it, but Ginger Snaps is one of my favorites, and it's very much like Ginger Snaps. It's like the same type of like horror genre. I really liked the ABCs of Death too.
There you go. Andy introduced me to the first one, so
I
yeah.
haven't seen the second one yet.
It was good. It was really good.
Is it better than the first? Is it better?
It wasn't. I don't think it was better than the
I don't
first. I
think
think it's like
so.
right on par. You know what I mean? Like it's the same idea. You know, all different directors and all different segments. So I feel like I almost don't even want to say it's like not. It's either better or worse than the first one.
Well, the ABCs of Death is such an awesome concept to it. It's hard not to like it, like how it's set up. But the first one was a lot better than the second one, but you gotta kind of like them both because of the whole concept of the ABCs of Death, you know. Regardless, they could be, you know, you watch it, I guess a T for Turd or something, you'd still be like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. And it's all different, and because all the segments are short, you know, it's a quick one. You don't feel bored or anything. So yeah, I liked that. And then the last one was The Den, which really surprised me that I liked that.
I need to watch that.
Did you see it?
No, I need to watch this on my queue.
I'm like writing these down, the ones I haven't got to see yet.
It's not one. I feel like when I make like recommendations, it's never movies like that. This is like a Lifetime movie of like what not to do on the internet, basically. But I love things like that. Like I love anything that happens like on the internet. I love stuff like cyberbully type of things. Like I don't know, it's a weird thing. I love things like that. But anyway, it's a horror movie centered around kind of like a chat roulette type of system. So there's a lot of dicks, lots of dicks.
Ooh! No, I'm just kidding. That was a joke.
Sure.
What?
What?
It sounds like when you, like, literally, I've tried to make friends online previously, and I went on, like, at the Craigslist thing, Strictly Platonic. It is anything but Strictly Platonic. It is the worst. I got so many dick pics. It's a nightmare.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Welcome to my life as a female on the internet. Dick pic.
I can imagine.
Dick pics. Roll Tide. For some reason, when I hear dick pics, I think of the dog that had the dog that had the you know, remember the America's Funniest Home Videos? They had this one had the little short nose and the glasses on the back of the dog tail. You remember that?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Why do I think about that whenever I hear that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Why do you think about that?
That is kind of weird, isn't it?
Do you think of dogs' butts? Is that what you're into? Now?
With a tail in between a pair of glasses.
As long as
So it's not all about a dog's ass.
Well, now, I haven't even seen it, and I can't stop thinking about it. This has
gone too far.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
next question.
Next! What is next? What number am I on? 617? The absolute worst movie of 2014. If you could, like, wish that you had the money that it took to make it in your possession, what movie would that be?
Hey, Jimmy, it was Ninja Turtles.
No, yeah, that's on my list.
Are you
Too,
kidding me?
It was terrible, man. It was a bad movie.
Johnny, look,
hello.
Johnny. No, trust me, I didn't like it either. I didn't hate
It was
it,
bad.
but I didn't like it. But look, some good came out of that movie. For example, that documentary, Turtle Power, that was made to promote that movie. So some good came out of the garbage.
No, so that was officially my worst movie of 2014 because there was so much potential they could have gone with it.
Oh,
Absolutely, yeah.
The concept art for Rocksteady and Bebop and Krang was amazing, and they could have done great with that. But there were just so many weird choices in it. Like Tony Shalhoub as Splinter was bizarre.
Yeah.
They had
So
this-
what now?
Still
I still haven't seen that. Tony
Oh, it's
Shalhoub. Wow. Okay.
Johnny Knoxville was Leonardo.
This sounds like a bad idea. All right.
I have been through generation after generation of reinventing the Turtles. The new Nickelodeon cartoon is one of my favorite iterations.
Yeah,
of all
really
time.
good.
It's fantastic. So I don't have a problem with change. I have a problem with shit change. And this was a shit change.
Johnny, you want to come over?
No. Yes. Oh, yes!
So, no, I mean, I didn't like it either. I wish it didn't happen, but since it did, I guess we just make the best of it. But we should agree that we should no longer let Michael Bay touch anything from our childhood.
Oh man, what I couldn't stand was, speaking of Michael Bay, is like he kind of produced it, but he was so involved with it that he could not let the director like have his way with anything. It was like
Oh, no,
Michael Bay threw up, and like somebody kind of gathered it all up and like let's try to make a.
Birthed a child that went on to direct.
It was sad. Like, the director's reputation has to be ruined because he has no balls to step up and go, I don't want it in this direction. But you could tell, like, it was Michael Bay over the phone telling him kind of what to do because it was kind of so half-assed. It was
No,
like,
you could tell that Michael Bay was pulling the strings.
yes, bad. Like, it was a picture that leaked out with Michael Bay standing around all these little figurines of the Turtles, you know. It's because he was so far... He was so micromanaging the project, it turned bad, you know? I think that was the problem. He didn't trust the director, and if the director had his way, it might have been good, you know? Anybody could have made it good.
Which is funny because we don't trust Michael Bay.
I didn't
Yeah.
see it, but is it basically a Transformers movie with turtles instead of robots?
Yes.
Yes. You
Okay.
could even hear, if
And
you
there's
listen...
even
If
a
you,
I didn't have to buy it. I didn't have to go
if
to
you
it.
listen close enough, you could hear, you know, like stuff,
Look,
you know,
you
as
might
the
even
turtles
see-
move, you could hear that. It was so Michael Bay, you know?
No spoilers, but you might even see a Transformer in there somewhere.
The best part was the
Oh,
elevator scene whenever they're in there all serious and they start clashing stuff together. To me, that represented the Turtles more than anything in the whole movie, you know? Was just that one moment.
The comic book opening with the drawings and everything, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was fun, yeah.
We like
And-
the credits, but the rest of the movie.
Credit for credit.
I love the beginning credits and I love the end credits.
Yes.
Like,
No,
and
actually,
the
I-
elevator
between.
I have hijacked this conversation with TMNT enough. Somebody else can go with their worst movie.
No,
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
agree with
right.
Johnny. I agree with Johnny. I know
Yeah,
I'm kinda
that's my
contradicting
worst
myself,
movie.
But I agree with Johnny.
There's a movie that people say is on their worst list, and that's Interstellar. You either liked it or...
You guys are all wrong. You're all wrong about
You-
Interstellar.
Well, no, I'm not saying I hated it. I liked it, but it's one of those that I have to watch like 10 times to understand what in the hell, where was he whenever he's in a bookshelf and in a
No.
dying star. Like, you know,
Different dimension.
yeah, but I just got to process it a little slower because I'm apparently handicapped.
Although that movie was like crazy long, like it's 2.5 hours or something.
But the visuals, man, was the best
Oh.
movie I've ever seen. Like,
Neil
Like
deGrasse Tyson said it was scientifically accurate too, which is good. He like had a lot of support for it.
well, it was amazing. Like some of the shuttle scenes when it shows like the fenders on the ship like rocking and stuff.
Yeah.
There was nothing in the whole movie that looked CGI, which is crazy because
It
you
was-
know 3/4 of it was.
Well, Christopher Nolan likes practical effects, so.
Yeah, it was excellently done. This is my problem. Is Interstellar represents the best and worst of Christopher Nolan. It represents these deep, emotional, relationship-driven scenes like out of Memento or The Following, which were kind of the more quiet, intimate portions of the first half of the film. And then it represents, hey, I'm Batman. I'm going to light my Bat-signal on the side of a building because I have the power to do so. And then it goes completely off the wall when, you know, he just goes off in explosions and things like that. It felt like two different movies that didn't go together.
Well,
First-
I totally agree with you because it was like the a third of the way through when it started, they had that all ironed out. But how they got to that point, it seems like they just made it up as they went along. Like the whole Earth stuff was all like just kind of thrown together. It seemed like, or something. The beginning, like, of it, and like certain parts was just kind of just.
No, I
like,
loved the beginning portions. This
You like the big.
where it was the father and trying to raise the daughter in this new world. That's what I really appreciated. It was really, there was a lot of depth of character there, and the
I thought that was interesting too. That like in the school they were like, "Hey, but like science doesn't really exist." Like,
right.
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought,
and then they decided to dumb it down in the second half of the movie. That's just driving me crazy.
Well, yeah, and I didn't understand the like how all of a sudden like they found this base too, right? Am I missing something?
well, they kind of explained that that research had been done like many years prior. So, but I do agree that it does kind of all just happen a little bit quickly, that it can be hard
Well-
to kind of follow all of that information they give
Well,
you.
I just think they kind of half-ass linked everything together, I guess, is what I really meant. Like, how do you go from A to B to C to D? In those little small points, they kind of half-ass did a job, but everything else is awesome to me. So
I only have two complaints. The first thing was that it was just really loud. Like, it gets like really loud towards like the end, like when they're in space. And the second thing was like, I just didn't really get why Matthew McConaughey was so tan. Like, he was like,
he's a farmer.
Because he always is.
his face was
Matthew McConaughey, that shit's in his blood.
And plus, he's coming off of like the whole AIDS victim thing. He still looks sick. I don't know if he'll ever recover back from that. You know, he aged like 10 years during that. Like, what was that movie? The
Dallas Buyers Club.
yeah, that kind of I think done something to him, because you know Tom Hanks, he developed like diabetes from like his weight loss for
Passed away.
yes.
Passed away.
So he blames that rapid weight loss and gain and all that from that. So
I think my boyfriend made some kind of joke like, they get older, I stay the same age. He's been confused. No, nothing. No, okay, all right.
I got it.
Goodbye.
No, I got it. I understood.
So are we kind of dead set on the worst movie being that? Andy, you got anything you want to add?
I really hated VHS Viral. I thought that was awful.
Oh, I'm
I
with
see VHS. I think along the same lines of creatism on the ABC stuff. You know, VHS to me. I like the VHS movies.
I didn't see the newest one, so
The first two were great. The newest one was just like,
I enjoyed the first two.
it was a tough watch.
Hmm.
Yeah.
There was something I saw recently that I just absolutely hated, but for some reason
Tusk.
blocked it out of my head.
Was it Tusk? Was it Tusk? Didn't you tell me you hated that movie?
Tusk was all right. You know, it's fine to see it once and then be like, all right, cool, seen it. But
Okay.
It was like watching somebody masturbate for an hour and a half. He was just getting too much enjoyment for himself and nobody else. That
And the
was it.
crazy thing is, I've done that. No, no, I haven't. They didn't know I was watching. All right, what's number 17? I really didn't. 17. What's your favorite horror movie of 2014? What's your list of horror movies? Because I know we're all horror buffs, right? So if you had a list of some horror movies and you had to, like, even if it's a tie or whatever, you can say a tie. But what's your best, few horror movies of the year? Because it was kind of a decent
What came
year.
out this year?
trying to think of what good ones came
I'm
out.
thinking it's the Babadook.
I think so. Have you watched the short film, that the film's featured on? The short film was great.
I have not, no.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, free to watch. You just type in that and you can find the short film that the movie's based on. So once you watch the short film, you'll respect kind of the feature film, and it's kind of like, oh my god, this really is awesome and spooky. It's crazy,
It was a fantastic movie, yeah.
Oh, I mean the tone, just ooh.
The mother and the son is just so sick and amazing. So that was fantastic. Dead Snow 2 was super fun.
Yeah.
Super fun. I enjoyed The Taking of Deborah Logan. That's another one that I really enjoyed.
I just watched that last night on Netflix.
Yeah.
Was it Netflix or Amazon Prime? I can't remember.
Netflix. But the CGI element at the end got a little bit too much for me.
Well, my favorite part was seeing the old woman naked. Go ahead.
Hey, what do you want?
I was joking.
Look, I don't know where to go after that.
I was joking.
Sure, it's on film. I don't know if you can call it horror, but The Sacrament I thought was fantastic.
I love The Sacrament too. That was one of my favorites too.
I've had issues with T. West in the past, but this was his best film, I thought, completely. And
Izzy Bowen was in it.
Dude, when it showed her mouth over him or her, you know what I'm talking about, like the serpent thing.
Deborah Logan, yes.
Man, that was awesome. Go ahead. Sorry.
That was it for me. Yeah. I would just highly recommend anybody watch The Sacrament. It's a great take off like a Vice video, and it's just fantastic. Wonderful movie.
It was good. It was good. Yeah.
Speaking of horror movies, you probably already know. It's kind of old news, a month or two old. 2 months, I think. The movie It is being remade into 2 or 3 films, and it's going to theaters, so...
There's a couple of things happening next year like that. There's a Poltergeist remake, and there's a I have a list actually. Goosebumps, the Goosebumps movie.
Yeah, I heard that. Yep.
There's a new.
Is that the one Jack Black is behind?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Playing R.L. Stein. Yeah.
Yeah. The new Friday the 13th should be weird because it's listed as like 2, like part 2. But it takes place in the 80s.
That's awesome. That's like the best time for anything to take place, right?
I hope that they show like a new Mrs. Voorhees, though, but I don't know who would ever replace Betsy Palmer.
What's her face from American Horror Story?
Oh, yeah, she can do anything.
She can do anything. Like, I'm trying to think of something she couldn't do, and I can't. That's crazy.
She's great. She's great.
This is a little. This is kind of off topic, but a little off topic. On topic. How do you guys feel about the Power Rangers reboot?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I'm excited about that because I grew up watching. I grew up coming home from school watching Power Rangers, Dragon Ball Z. What else was it that was out whenever I was a kid? Johnny, you're well, he's gone. But what age groups are we working with right now? So we can kind of. Who's what age? I'm 32.
I'm 24.
24.
23.
23, Shane.
30.
How old are you, Johnny? 30?
30.
Andy?
34.
Ooh! Old man alert!
Am I the baby here?
I'm just kidding. I had to do that because I'm the next oldest. So I got to. What was the question? What was I saying?
I think, what was the... I think it was
Power Rangers.
Power Rangers, yes.
Yeah, what kid? You know, we came home, we watched Power Rangers. The movie's coming out.
I watched that. I feel
Dragon Ball Z. What other shows was it when we was a kid coming out, Johnny? I know you came home from school and watched something.
You guys want to be
it was Power Rangers, absolutely, 100% of the way.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So how do you guys feel about the movie? Like, who would you cast for the Rangers?
Jason, like the dude, the Green Ranger dude, man. He's into like. I follow him on Instagram, and he's just as hardcore as ever. Like, he's so popular, it's ridiculous.
He's so buff.
I want to see Mary Elizabeth Winstead as the Pink Ranger.
Okay, so we're doing our fan casts.
She's my current crush, and the Pink Ranger is my old crush. There you go.
I'd like to see Donald Glover as Zach. Childish Gambino, Black Power Ranger.
Blew my mind. That's amazing.
Kevin Hart is the Black Power Ranger.
No,
Donald Glover would totally do that.
Sounds
though.
like a Bumblebee cat.
He would do it.
I want to see Donald Glover as all 5 Rangers.
Ooh. Yeah.
I want to see Chuck Norris as a Ranger.
I want to see it. I want to see it directed by Michael Bay.
No, because then the Megazords will start talking jive and all the female Rangers will be like super sexy, and no, I don't think it's gonna work.
What if they made the Yellow Ranger a male again, like the Japanese series?
I think people would freak out. The average person would freak out because they don't know that it's supposed to be a dude.
Right.
But everyone's gonna like freak out. It's supposed to be a girl, and
but if they watch the fight scenes at all, there are no boobs there. There are no boobs on the Yellow Ranger.
She doesn't even wear a skirt.
Now, y'all probably know this, and I feel stupid for asking, but when I was a child, I thought that it was all the American actors doing everything, but it was like a mix of overseas and them
Yeah, it
together,
was
right?
the stock footage.
The first
Yeah.
season was all stock footage.
The third season, it was all actually the American actors. Well, it was all American just because the White Ranger isn't part of the original team. He was part of a separate team, which they brought over to the States for this specific team. And the third season footage was all like shot in America, which is why it looks drastically different from the other seasons.
Now I follow. What's the black nerd? You know what I'm talking about?
Andre Meadows, he's a friend of mine.
I follow him, and he's huge into like Power Ranger stuff and all that. And he interviewed like the new cast and the new seasons and stuff. I am lost when it comes to that. You know, I mean, I stopped watching that stuff when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, who are these guys? You know.
I started getting back into it just because I was like, you know what, it's part of my childhood, let me see what's going on. The new series, well, the one that just ended, they had this gimmick. Do I have any? Yeah, I do have some right here. They had this gimmick where the morpher, this is the morpher.
Yeah.
Looks like a cell phone, like they always have, but as you can see, it has a key slot right there. And they had this gimmick where they had keys that looked like previous Rangers. For example, this is a Blue Ranger.
Yeah.
It's actually.
Oh my God, his pelvis just flipped up.
Yeah, I know. And they would put the key into the morpher, and then they would transform.
Is
into
this
that Power
sexual?
Ranger.
Is this sexual?
Actually, those two girls, the yellow and the pink ranger, are probably the horniest rangers in history, just because of the way they act.
I hate to hear that for the puberty. The
So
people of puberty.
It was an interesting season, that's for sure. But
It was an interesting season when I was a kid.
yeah, that's true.
For my room to see what I was doing. No, I'm just kidding. All right, where we at?
He's in Power Rangers.
Show we on?
Isaiah's in.
I don't know. I don't know what we're talking about. Where am I at? I gotta get
Next
off
question, probably.
Yes, next question. What are we looking forward to 2015? That's like a new question,
So that's kind
right?
of where we were.
Like,
I think.
is this where we were?
Mhm.
Well, then did we answer that?
I think we may answer that in another question, like the previous question.
Do you know, the whole
Oh,
the Avengers and
Yeah.
the Batman and all that
I'm
good
looking
stuff?
to something very close and something very far away. So something very close is Inherent Vice opens up in larger release, which I am dying to see. And then something very far away would be next December. We should see Michael Dougherty's Krampus, which will be
Well,
amazing.
next December we get to see Star Wars.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Duh.
Krampus! Michael Dougherty! Come
Star
on!
Wars, man.
Star Wars.
Star
Everybody's
Wars.
looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Krampus.
Star Wars.
When it comes to the things I'm looking forward to. There you go.
Star Wars. I mean, they come. What do you think about the lightsaber that they showed us in the little teaser? Like the old Viking looking thing, whatever with the two. What do you think about that?
I think it's really cool because I don't know if you noticed, but when the lightsaber kind of extended, it had like little sparks. Like it looked a lot rougher. It was no longer like a really smooth plasma blade. It was like nice and rough. Like around the edges, sparks would come out, and it gave it, I guess, a more realistic approach. If that makes any sense.
Got damage too in the movie. We don't know the scene.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
It is
but
a smart idea, though, to have the lightsaber guards. It makes sense because the only vulnerable spot on a lightsaber is your hand and the lightsaber itself. So
And I
if you can't
think
get to that, then smart. But
and I think you can toggle those on and off. I would think, because whenever
I'm sure
you think
just
about
like the short phase and the long phase lightsabers, I'm sure. It's all right.
whenever you
I'm a
think
huge
about the
Star Wars nerd, sorry.
when you think about the maneuverability of those things sticking out, you're limited. But being able to turn those on and off with a flick or whatever you
Well, if you
call
use
it.
a standard, style European, sword fighting style like Claymore or something, it doesn't really limit you. If you just stick to that fighting style.
Dude, we are going too far
Sorry.
into the
Sorry.
nerdery.
I know all
the-
the fighting styles in Star Wars. So
Your
I'm
nerdery,
Going
your
a little bit
nerdery
long.
is.
Still going on a different nerd path. I'm excited for Ant-Man. That also is supposed to
Oh
come out
man,
next year.
yes.
I do
No one really
wish,
talks
though-
about it.
sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I do wish that Hank Pym didn't get relegated to a side character that's only gonna last probably 45 to 50 minutes, because I love the Hank Pym Janet Van Dyne storyline in the comics. You know, even though the whole wife beater thing has followed him for 20 years, but if you took that out and redid it, you know, the whole Ultron not being created by Hank Pym is kind of a suck. But you know, I do like Scott. I do like Scott Lang. But if I had to choose, I would have chose Eric O'Grady to be the Ant-Man instead of Scott Lang. But
He's funny. Isn't he funny? The
Paul
Ant-Man?
Rudd. Oh well,
Yes.
it depends on which one. I'd say Scott Lang is the funnier one, but
Yeah, I
it
mean,
would be a good choice for Paul Rudd for sure.
yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited for it just because it looks really cool, and Ant-Man is one of those characters that I think, like Aquaman, gets very little respect against.
That's true. They're coming
Neither
up
of them
Aquaman
get
movie,
real
right?
Respect. Yeah, neither of them get really good respect.
Yeah, so I think this plus Aquaman's movie in a few years are really going to help boost up the characters hopefully help boost up the characters and get them some respect amongst mainstream audiences.
And plus, you're probably gonna make fun of me for not remembering this right off the top of my head, but they're making a villains-based movie, and those are the heroes.
Suicide
So what? That's it, Suicide Squad.
Yeah, Suicide Squad.
I'm excited about that.
I'm excited of that because it. Well, I don't know why they're adding the Joker. He was never a member of the Suicide Squad.
I think they're gonna do a story similar to Assault on Arkham story, the animated series, animated movie.
That'd be great. I'm excited for it just because the Suicide Squad is always rotating members. And there's more of there's more suspense because a lot of these guys are taking time bombs. At any given moment, they can just say "F it" and try to do their own thing, and then they're done. In most cases, so I think it's gonna be a really interesting movie. That being said, DC doesn't have a great track record with their movies recently, so I'm scared.
Well, they got to pick and choose. They got to pick and choose how they're going to do this because this can determine the fate of it all. Because, like with the villain side of it, you've got a large amount of play because they're not like a villain can be good or bad. A good person can be good, and with a villain, like you've got a huge amount of play, but you got a path that you can pick and go down, and you can ruin it by picking the wrong path. So I don't know.
Well, it's going to be more of a. Instead of villain story, have you ever seen the movie Losers? It's going to be a lot like that, probably in
I
film.
like that.
Because it's going to be about people who are forced to do things for like the government and stuff like that. So it's going to be kind of this political thriller type vibe to it, kind of Paul Greengrass type, board style feel, but with some snarky The Loser style vibe. I think it'll be awesome. But it's got a heck of a cast, so it's probably going to have a huge budget. So it could be the movie that trashes Warner Brothers.
It could either make them a lot of money or it could completely destroy their reputation. Maybe they should sell DC to Disney. I'd be down for that.
There'd probably be some some court stuff about monopoly laws or something like that, because
Probably.
Warner Brothers owns DC. Warner Brothers, if they had DC, they'd have all the comic books. Most of the major.
This is like the endless battle. So we're gonna change gears before we get into an all-nighter. Andy, Sam, right, from 19, Sam Lott.
Yeah.
He said Turtles 2014. He just messaged 2000. Turtles 2014 was the biggest slap in the face to the original comics and films ever. Turtle power. That is his assessment of the Turtles.
Biggest slap in the face. Really?
He said it was. We went together. Like you're all gone and up north. You don't know what's going on down here.
No, I don't.
We went together.
I don't know what you guys are doing in the South.
I'm just joking. We just miss you is the problem.
Well,
Not duly noted, in other words.
just
I'm just kidding. Anyway, on to What is your? We're gonna go change gears into the best personal moment of the year for yourself. Now, like we've had a lot of ups and downs as a society, but what is your own personal moment of the year? Like one that stands out to you the most as an individual?
I guess I'll go first. One, I got a promotion at my job back in November,
Awesome, dude.
which was fun. And then I started doing freelance for this YouTube company earlier this year in August, both of which are really, really big moments for me. One
Awesome.
funner than the other, but overall fun, and I really enjoyed doing the work. So it's. I think we lost Pixie.
Yeah, she's been gone for like an hour.
Oh snap!
But she sent me a message though. She said her data ran out or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So, but she sent a message saying, thanks to everybody that, and stuff. And I thought we'd do this all again, with somebody else hosting or whatever. We can just change it up. We can have fun topics, whatever. We can change it up. But anyway, who's next for that question?
I'll go. My best personal moment was I quit my full-time, like, shitty retail management job to freelance and devote all of my time into my freelance work and blogging. So that was really great. That was, like, the very liberating moment to just be like, fuck off and do what you want to do.
Congrats.
I want to say that when I retire. And then honestly, I'm not going to say what I'm going to do after that, but I don't even want to say that because I'm scared my employer watching it. I love my job. I love everything I do, and I love everybody I work with. So, next person. Shane left. That sneaky bastard.
Yeah, I just realized that too.
You're all dropping off one by one.
That's we're getting close.
Honestly, I had a really tough year. Really tough. It was the toughest out of 30. And, but one thing I was really looking forward to that I've been working on for quite some time now, I've been working on for about 2 years, is finding a company or a position that would keep me from traveling. So, the past couple of companies I worked with, for about 7 years, I was doing nonstop traveling, and now that I am with Witch, I drive within an hour of all of my locations. So it's fantastic. Keeps me home. Keeps me with my dogs. Keeps me with my TV. I'm very happy. So that was great for me.
Awesome. But well, never mind. None of our business. Well, no, I mean, I don't want to, the inner me wants to question what what happened this year for you, but you don't have to answer that. There's no point in that. I mean,
I'll answer it. I mean, if you want it.
Yeah, I mean, I want to know.
I got divorced this year.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, ultimately, this is where I should be. I look at my life, and I've never regretted anything, and I don't regret anything. And having gone through the time I did, I think that I got a lot of good out of it, and so I'm very, very happy for it. I understand why everything went the way it did, and I can't place blame on anyone, despite who was at the fault. I always take my own self to blame for anything because I keep me in control of problems. But that was a big thing for me this year. So that was me. Yeah.
That's cool, man. I'm glad you said that.
Watching this, just realized that, like, I'm not, always happy-go-lucky, I guess. So.
No, you don't have to. No, we don't expect you to be that way all the time. But you always got the community, and I think that's what's the strong point, and that's what I'd like to create, and I think that's what everybody wants to create is like a self-sufficient community to where you can be appreciated and have motivation to continue on your own path of doing things, and sometimes people don't motivate you the way they should,
sure.
And that's why you got an outside source like us who's here right now to promote growth in anybody. I mean, we have to have that for each other as a race.
I've been having a fantastic time with this whole piece, and you just kind of continue to move forward, and people I've met and the things I've done have been fantastic. So I don't know any of it. So I'm good. That's why I say I talk about anything, because I'm not worried about any of it. People ask me questions, I answer them. So I just keep moving.
Awesome. So who's next for that question? And what was the question I'm looking for? What's the next question? Oh my God, I don't know.
Worst of this.
Yes, best personal moment of the year. Andy, go now. Before you fall asleep. Andy, go. Your best personal moment of the year, Andy, go.
Yeah, I would have to say probably the best personal moment of the year is that I found out I'm about to have my first kid.
I know it!
Congratulations.
Congratulations! Clap for him! Awesome, dude, man. I'm so happy for you. Go ahead.
And yeah, so that's a huge change in everything. And then I'm in a brand new house, which I just got into a month ago.
Awesome.
You know, I'm just trying to put as many like stressful moments as I possibly can. My wife and I were really good at just piling all that on right now. So yeah, that's 2014 was crazy, and 2015 is about to be even crazier. That's
true. Can't wait till you're changing them diapers.
Yeah, fun, fantastic.
Doo-doo everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, where am I at? Oh God, this is a good one. We're gonna bleed into the heart and soul of each other.
Oh.
Yeah, scratch your head all you want. It's happening. Anything you wish you would have done that someone else did in 2014?
I feel like that all the time. Honestly, I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Why didn't I do that?
But what's that thing that, you know, that one thing that you could have did? What is it?
Oh. Give me a second on this one.
That's fine.
I wanted to land a rocket on a comet. That was the only thing that came to mind.
I came close.
How cool would that have been?
I had an RC helicopter, and it barely got over the roof of the house. I came close.
Oh man, I wish I was you. There you go.
I know.
I wish I directed the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh.
I think.
And had half the world going, who the F directed this?
And then you'd be like, it's better than it would have been. Trust me.
I would have made it completely claymation. Like, I would have
Ooh.
Tim Burton's The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Tim Burton meets Reindeer, the holiday movie.
Yeah, exactly. There would have been
that clay animation.
I'm telling you, it would have been great.
The frosty guy, you know, with the beard and the umbrella or whatever, the plaid thing.
Mine is kind of dumb. I wish I could have been an extra in Guardians of the Galaxy. Just like a random Nova Corps member. Like, I don't care, mask. I would have been a prison inmate. It was just a fun movie that I would have loved to be a part of. Even if I get killed at some point in the movie, probably.
Awesome. Anybody else? You got one. Come on, Mr. Somebody.
I think it's
you.
it.
That's it.
I'm really stuck on this. Okay, so this year, it's not something that someone else did that I wish I would have done. I mean, I guess kind of it is. I wish I would have bought all of that stuff that Anthony Rapino made and sold, because it was all awesome, and I didn't buy any of it, and now it's all gone forever.
You didn't get any of it?
I didn't get any of it. Like, I just, like, wasn't quick enough, and...
I got all the magnets. I got the lollipop. I did not get the werewolf magnet though, and I did not get the slug creature.
Oh yeah.
By that time, I spent way too much money on a shop. So.
Yeah, and I feel like I was kind of there too. Like when I did have like money, I was like, okay, I can't buy this right now. And then when I like did have money, it's like, oh, they were all gone, and those would have been really cool to have.
Well, you know, I didn't know what I was going to be in for Halloween until he started making those.
You made an awesome costume, dude.
Well, thank you, Tony. He was like, I'm making
that's one of my favorite movies of, was that 2013 or 2012? When was that?
12, I think.
Thank you, Johnny.
That guy, Sam, right?
See that? Michael Dougherty, Krampus, he directed and wrote Trick or Treat. Let's do this. Come on, 2015.
That was an awesome movie, man. Awesome costume by you too.
Thank you.
Anything you would do differently from the past year? Like if you had to repeat a year and do something differently, what would that one thing that you wanted to do different, what would it be? Like, hey, I made a oopsie,
Any
let's
year?
erase it and redo it.
Any year?
I'm gonna be a cheesy one here. I feel like everything I did, even if I did something dumb, was like a good experience for me, because I feel like in this past year I've just learned so much that I feel like it's all going to be really valuable going forward, whether it be like my creative life or like my professional life. Like I feel like I really needed, like, even though like this year was kind of shitty, I feel like I kind of needed it to happen.
I agree with you because I think that the lessons we learn as individuals are super important, and they're like more valuable than gold because, myself, I learned the hard way from my mistakes. And I don't duplicate them, but I have to have those to learn from them. So I agree with you.
Yeah, no, I agree too. And I was going to say that this was my biggest mistake in recent history.
Tonight?
But not tonight. But
You
this
You scared
is
me.
I'm gonna talk about.
God.
Yeah,
Like what?
On my webcam was the worst
I'm
thing I've
sorry.
ever done.
I didn't do a good job.
No, but no, there was I had worked with these guys a while ago, and they befriended me. So we started talking as friends, and then I started doing graphic design for them for free, and never got credit, never got thank yous. But I was like, okay, this is what friends do, and I kept doing work for them. I built them a website. I did this huge project. I was over at their house literally every day. I would miss real work days to be helping them with these projects. And at the end of the day, when they felt they were done with me, they stopped answering my calls. They stopped answering my texts. I was no longer a friend of theirs.
Dude.
So that I was gonna say that was a big mistake, just kind of working with these people. But at the same time, as Isaiah and Tiffany pointed out, that these are the type of things these are learning experiences. So I definitely learned to kind of, even though even though I feel they might be my friends, maybe I should take a step back and say, maybe is this person using me? Like unless I offered to help them out, like I offered to help out a lot of people, but they came to me, and they never offered to pay me. They never thanked me. They never gave me credit for my work. So it was just a bunch of it was a really flawed relationship, and at the end of the day, I don't even have their friendship to say that it was something I got in return. So
Well, I think the cool thing is that we've been able to meet you through this, and you're an awesome person, and I can't wait to engage farther into your life and vice versa and stuff like that. And I think we can all form a big pact with each other and do things together, even though we're across the United States, which is pretty cool. And I can tell right away that you're a good guy. You know what I mean?
Thank you. I like everyone in this little hangout that we're having. I like Shane, and I like Pixel as well, or Pixie. Even though they left, I like them a little less now, but I like them.
Oh,
just because they left. No, but no, I see you guys as you guys are all great people, and you guys are all very genuine, and that radiates through the screen, and I can see why you guys have followings. You guys are great people.
Whenever you want me to radiate on you, you just
We're having a real moment right now, you guys.
I just let a dirty comment out, and she overrode me.
Yeah,
okay.
no, I heard the comment.
Oh my God, I was just joking. But go ahead.
It's okay.
I'm sorry.
You just busted in on my comment.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I forgive you.
Life ruiner over here. I should change my website.
You should change your website to the Ruiner.
The Ruiner Terror Girl.
The Ruiner Girl.
You're a terror girl.
Girl Ruiner Terror.
Yep.
That's what they call me. They call me the ruiner.
Oh, you're the Ruiner.
Okay. You ready to move on to the next, or does Andy want to participate in this last comment? I know he does. I see you.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm being told that I regret not giving Zoe more treats throughout the year. So
She got you.
You got me. Oh no!
Oh,
All right.
Johnny,
So what?
quick thing,
What?
Johnny. Well, I
Yes.
have
Go
you
ahead.
here.
You have
I'm
two
both.
Sams.
I told you. I wasn't
I
lying.
know. Well, so did I.
If anyone wants a Sam, let me know.
You have to keep
I'll-
mine.
I'll keeping yours.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move forward before we get back into another tangent.
We're about to get into another tangent. As soon as I can find that tangent, because I think I skipped it. There it is. What? Yes, here we go. What direction our projects are coming in 2015? Like, what direction is your channel going into? What direction as you as a person are going into for 2015? What do we have to look forward to for you as an individual, for us to watch?
Okay. For myself, because I like talking and I like hearing my own voice. No. My goal, my ultimate goal is to have one video a week, every week for at least 2015. That's the goal. Hopefully, I meet that goal. But ultimately, as far as new projects, I have about 10 or 15 scripts written. I just need to find time to shoot them. I need to edit them.
For short films?
Just like skits, like little short, 1 minute to 5 minute type videos. Just little things to kind of exercise my editing skills and my writing skills. And all these are starring friends of mine who have followings on YouTube. So hopefully, with that, just kind of help me out while I work with them, I guess. I don't know. Like, they'll help give me advice as I'm working with them. That's kind of the reason I'm writing these specific sketches. So hopefully those come out next year. I have the scripts ready to go. I just need to find the time. Yeah.
All right.
I
Next.
I do plan on breaking out into more vlogging because I had a lot of fun with that. I think I said that earlier, but I plan on doing that. I have some more type of branding type stuff to make it all coherent that I'm working on with Jimmy, the brilliant and fantastic, who I thank and appreciate every day.
Virtually handshaking.
We're virtually handshaking. We've shaken hands in real life, so there we go.
Yes.
That was awesome.
We've had coffee and it was great.
So
Best coffee ever.
it was pretty good. So just some of those things that I'm kind of keeping under wraps until they're all ready to go. So yeah, it's gonna be fun though.
Awesome, dude. What do you have, Miss Tiffany?
So for 2015, the Girl Terror blog is going to be a little bit more of a focus. So there will be more. What?
It's a thing. Did you guys know Girl Terror is a thing?
Girl Terror. So I was a .blogspot.com. Now girlterror.com is a thing. Like, it's like a real life website that exists. And you can go to it. So that'll be a big focus. More blogging, more regular type of blogs, like scheduled blogs and things like that. For January 2, me and Johnny and then Anthony Rapino are doing a Google Hangout, kind of like a mass unboxing for a box of Dread. You completely forgot, Johnny.
I am
Ooh.
yes,
That'll be
you're
great.
doing this. And it's looking like January 25th. It's a Sunday evening. We're going to have giveaways. I know we're going to have at least 2 box of Dreads to give away for the month of February, as well as other smaller things. So, sorry, back to you.
Art, yeah, but that'll be really cool. That's really exciting. I'm doing a collaboration with this really awesome illustrator, Gabby. So we're going to be doing like an art and horror related thing together. So there will be more information about that. But more than anything, it's just going to be like full on Girl Terror, like focus. Like, that's going to be a much bigger thing than it is.
Awesome. What am I doing right now? I don't know. Okay, I'm clicking on the next question. We're only down to 2 more questions, so...
Let's go. Wait, you didn't answer
we're done.
what you're doing on YouTube?
What?
Did you answer the question?
Probably not. I haven't answered like half the questions that I've asked. I've been an asshole.
Here's the question.
What was the question that I asked you?
2015. What are your channel plans?
Oh, my channel plans. Okay. First off, for 2015, the plan is Thursdays are Throwback Thursday. So I'm going to do a throwback device for every single Thursday of the week. Now, it's going to be a short, unedited kind of thing, so I don't have to take a lot of time to do it, because that kind of stuff takes a lot of time. So I'm going to say, hey, the criteria is it has to be at least a year old and still available for purchase. So it's going to come to you at a discounted price and still be able to be used. So it's Throwback Thursday. So, I mean, it can be anything. It could be Bluetooth devices, electronics. It could
That's
be.
like a Thigh Master, isn't it?
It's going to be a Thigh Master. I was thinking of a.
iPhone cameras.
Yes, I was thinking of a Testicle Master, but I don't know if
should
you've ever
review
heard
the
of that.
Wait,
The shake weight, I have one of those. It's what's
Shake weight?
sad. I do have one of those. That's what's
there you
weird.
go. So now you don't
I
have
think
to buy one.
I think it's right here. No, I don't have one right
that
now.
would have been great.
It's upstairs, but I'm serious. But and I've got the horror, Bruce Campbell's Horror Fest in what was that, March. I'm gonna be debuting that whole thing, and I think Andy's gonna be there. So yep, he's there, and I'm going to do brew stuff in Huntsville, Alabama is like the brew capital of the state. So I am going to be interviewing and doing a mini documentary on every single brewery in Huntsville, Alabama, and helping advertise that so that people can come to Huntsville and realize there's things to do there outside of what you may think or may not think or whatever of the place. It's stuff going on. I mean, I've really got a big list of things going on. I've got a video coming up to sum all of this up, what my intentions are for 2015. But yes, it's huge. Like, I've been kind of sitting on a lot of these ideas and just waiting on the time to be right to go, this is what I'm doing. And I don't have a Facebook channel either. I'm trying to expel out my broadcast or whatever amongst Twitter and Instagram, and that's it. And it's just based off people who hashtag whatever and find me. I'm not like YouTubing anything, or not YouTubing, but Facebooking anything. I don't have that. I don't even do Facebook at all. But that in the future there will be an Isaiah's Reviews Facebook. That's coming. That's all I have for my future. Andy, what do you have? Did you tell your future?
No, my future is like really kind of crazy right now. Like, you know, all my freelance work, like, people don't typically see. I do a lot of traveling. I'm doing a lot of traveling right now with videotaping. For lack of a better word, I'm doing a lot of cheerleading conventions that I'm videotaping. People don't typically see all that. But I don't know, like, this next year, other than bringing a child into the world and trying to keep that child healthy.
Dude, man, I honestly think, man, and I'm not saying this because I know you, but I think you're going to be the best dad ever made, man. You're going to do awesome. You're going to do an awesome job. You're going to be somebody that I go, that's the dad I want to be. You know what I mean?
I'm definitely going to be introducing movie themes and especially horror themes into my child's life very early.
You're going to be an awesome dude, man. No doubt. Anybody else? Anybody else got anything? Nobody. Where am I at? 25. Games and systems. We're on to gaming now. What games are we playing on our consoles?
Super Smash Brothers
What?
and Mario Kart 8.
Johnny's drunk!
Oh, you haven't seen me drunk. Don't even know.
Johnny's drunk!
You'll know when you see me drunk. No, I was just very excited for Super Smash Brothers. I've also been knee-deep in Hyrule Warriors, which is fantastic.
I've been collecting. Can I extend these little guys? Oh, wait, there we go. There we go.
That's those thingamabobbies, right?
Yep. Nintendo thingamabobbies right there.
Nintendo thingamabobbies.
Yep.
Amiibo.
Yeah, those are the most expensive hobby I think I've ever had.
So, Johnny, what have you been playing that you said that you're not getting a box of that anymore?
A box of it? I think you're talking about the Amiibo, right?
Yep. Can you explain that?
Yeah, so I was getting the Amiibo through the Loot Crate. They did an Amiibo service. And I'm continuing to play Super Smash Brothers. I'm still terrible at it, like those that Jimmy is showing right now. But that service was only for 3 boxes, and those are now done. So any other future Amiibo that I'm going to get, like Meta Knight from Best Buy, for example, I have to get retail one-off. So.
Awesome. Whew. This Maker's Mark stout. I can't breathe. Whew. Anyway, 26. What's your favorite video games of 2014?
Super Smash Brothers. There we go.
Short and simple.
Yeah.
Nobody else has a favorite video game like Wolfenstein for Xbox One, which is my personal favorite. Nope.
I don't play any.
What?
Well, I don't have any gaming systems. I mean, I have an N64, so we do that. And I have a Sega Genesis, so we do that. And I play Roller Coaster Tycoon on my phone pretty often. And that's it. Although I do want to play the new Silent Hill game. I think that would be a good one to jump on.
Awesome.
Oh, so
So hold on, guys. I was able to get my hands on like the next generation handheld device.
Oh my god.
It's an exclusive to you guys. So don't tell anyone. But it's new. It's supposed to like be the next best thing. So it's this thing. It's called the Nintendo Game Boy Color.
Holy crap!
amazing.
It comes out next year. It's going to be bundled with this new game called Tetris. Yeah, it's supposed to be like super cheap, but very portable, and it's supposed to compete with all these iPhone games. So yeah, look out for that. You heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
Jimmy, you're like right in line with my gaming systems.
There we go.
Where the hell am I at on questions? All right, here's the biggest questions. I saved it for the very end. You ready?
Shoot.
I know half of you are intimidated by this question because I know it kind of impedes on some stuff, but I gotta ask.
Am I gonna regret it?
The big question, what is your favorite mystery box? What is your favorite box that you get in the mail and why? Because I know this impacts you I know it impacts you. Put it that way. You don't have to answer it.
Oh,
You can tiptoe around it if you want to.
Oh,
But what is your favorite unboxing company brand name box that you get in the mail that every month you're like, ooh, there it is, and I love it.
so
What is it?
my favorite is Loot Crate. I've been with them since January of 2013. I am satisfied with every box I get. I feel I get my money's worth every single box, even though there are some times where I receive something from a franchise I'm not 100% familiar with. I feel like I have my money's worth, and their staff, and they've all been good to me. They've been great people.
Dude, their staff, you talking about answering in a day, like having 250,000, 500,000 subscribers. They actually answer personal emails, right?
Yeah, have you ever gotten the chance to meet any of their staff at a convention?
I have not met them, but through email, I'm
Yeah.
impressed.
If you ever get a chance to meet them at a convention, like if you know they have a booth, go up to them, tell them you're a looter. If you have some sort of proof, even better, and they'll give you some goodies.
Awesome.
Like they know me by name. Like they know who I am, and they know how long I've been a member, and it's all great fun. So, I tried NerdBlock for a while, but I had so many problems with them that I just 4 months
Well,
in.
I can't stand the Canadian aspect of it. Not that Canadian people, but the Canadian shipping.
Yeah, the
It
international
pisses-
shipping, the
People.
extra $10.
It
People
just
are great.
it just
shipping
annoys
sucks.
me. It just annoys me that they get their stuff. Of course, they're going to get it before me, but I want to get it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that was part of the reason why I canceled NerdBlock. It was a whole $10 extra.
Yes,
Or even
for
or
shipping.
I was yeah. Well, I mean, I live in California, so we get taxed even more. So I was paying more than the average NerdBlock subscriber. So I wear a bigger shirt size, so even then that added onto it, and it was just a lot of issues I had with them. And every time I would kind of like email them, I'd always get a robot. Always get a robot. So
Yeah.
it was just like, you know what? I don't want to spend almost $40 a month
That's
on
true.
a subscription service, and none of the stuff ever felt like worth my money. Like
That's
maybe
true.
a
I
shirt
understand
and
what you're talking about.
Yeah, and they sent a bunch of stuff that felt like it felt like they got it from like the clearance section of a Walgreens or something. Like here's a bunch of here's some Crazy Bones,
Well, I
from
mean,
the
I
90s.
brought this up for last because I knew that the least amount of people would be watching live, and who's going to make it through the whole thing. And this is a very touchy subject amongst people who unboxes, Johnny.
Yes.
And it's a touchy subject, right?
No, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't want you to answer anything else right now. It's a touchy it's a touchy subject because you don't want to piss anybody off.
Oh, I'm not worried about pissing anybody off. I mean,
I want you to say whatever you want to say, man. I'm not asking you to tell the truth. You don't have to tell the truth.
so
I want you to say whatever your gut tells you to say. Right now, go.
I've had this question asked to me a number of times because I get typically every box there is to unbox I get. And for me, the one I look forward to the most and feel I get the most value out of, almost because of the specificity of it, would be the horror block. So I have limited down my nerdy subscriptions. I immediately removed, in the battle for the favorite, I removed typically everything that is non-horror because that is such a small segment of the population that's into that. And there are so few boxes that cater to that. So then I look between really just two boxes, Horror Block and Box of Dread, which are two of my favorites. Horror Block, I know I'm going to get a t-shirt. I know I'm going to get, well, at least I was getting a Room Morgue. Then I moved to Fangoria. Now
Man, I could not stand that, dude.
I was so pissed when they went to Fangoria.
I was so pissed.
Now that they're at Room Morgue, I'm very, very happy. So if I'm getting a t-shirt and a Room Morgue, that right there represents about $20 for me.
Man, yeah, Room Morgue is good.
Room Morgue's fantastic. I buy that stuff regardless.
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
the store. So anything on top of that, they have about $10 to fill, which always has 3 to 4 other great things to fill in that box. And for a horror fanatic like myself, Horror Block delivers the best bang for the buck. Now, Box of Dread, I am getting some exclusives and some promo type stuff, which is amazing. And they put a lot of care into their boxes. I just feel like the value that I get at Horror Block with the Room Morgue, with the t-shirt, is tops. So, Horror Block wins it.
I agree with you.
What is
So
Tiffany
go-
saying? I'm right here.
Tiffany?
I wonder though if Box of Dread will kind of go that direction because I feel like they're still newer and
Over time, yes.
they don't have the funding to do all of the stuff that that Horror Block does.
Right.
But I feel like every month is getting better. I feel like the only month I wasn't super pumped about was October, just because I feel like I had higher expectations for it than I got in the box. But I still enjoyed the box.
Sure.
And
Well, who do you think's the big powerhouse company that's bullying everybody else around?
I mean,
That would be- Sorry, go ahead.
I only get Box of Dread, and I've considered getting Horror Block because they've kind of started like following me on social media, and I feel like they're just like, hey, we're here, hello, check us out. So I feel like now I should get one just because it's like, hey, alright, you exist. But I love Box of Dread, and as far as like customer service goes, like when they I like sent them a thank you email for like including like me in the Dread Central email, and they emailed me back like 8 hours later, like overnight, like
Fantastic.
like
Yeah.
so cool, and they're really involved in the community, and they talk to everyone, and like I love that they not only are they, you know, probably making okay money like from doing this, it's like they care. It seems to me that they care more about the community that is being created by it.
Well, I think they're making all a killing because what they're doing is they're going, hey, here's a piece of this puzzle, and if you want the rest, you got to buy it. Like, it's like, here's the figurine, here's the one, that's the quarter piece to it. Now, here, you got to go buy the, you know, 3/4 of it to finish it. So that to me, that's why Funko Pop, all those are agreeing to give at a discounted price a certain product to Loot Crate or whatever else. Like, I was totally disappointed in the Batman Joker Loot Crate.
Loot Crate should be getting more exclusives. They have, I think, 2 more Funko exclusives down the road for sure. And I know this is I've talked to some of their staff, and so I'm very happy to see them getting exclusives.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah, so I was talking to one of the co-founders at VidCon. I don't know if it was last year. It was last year. It was earlier this year, and he was telling me that Loot Crate, whenever they send out a Funko Pop, they sell more Funko Pops than like Walmart or. Like,
well, you know, Johnny commented on like some research I did, like a little mini research on a review that the anniversary edition Loot Crate. Like, I can't believe that they sell for that much on eBay, right?
Yes.
And it was crazy because it sells for like you can sell the Batman, Joker, whatever it was, Loot Crate Anniversary Edition one for the same price you paid for the Loot Crate, just that one item. But the problem that I had was the sorry ass paint job on that Funko Pop.
Was yours just a bad paint job, or you just?
No, it's just the white. The white that bled into the little green, dark green mask or whatever, it was just all smeared and wallered out. And I looked, but I looked on their advertising site, and I noticed in their advertising picture of that figurine, it had that too. So I think it's just a mess up in their whole makeup of it or whatever.
I would see that the green is bleeding into the white. The teeth stripes are going into the red at the top. They're not hitting all the way at the red at the bottom.
Yeah.
But let's be honest about this. You look at Loot Crate right now. I ship things all the time. I do way too many giveaways. I do way more than I should. If I'm shipping anything to anybody, it's going to cost me a minimum of $5 to get.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. So if I am literally paying for Loot Crate $13.50. $13.50 is what I'm paying for Loot Crate. If they want to send me an exclusive pop, Groot socks, an exclusive comic book, and a bunch of other stuff, I am on cloud 9. That stuff's amazing. You know, because that's what we're really paying for. So.
Oh, I agree. I mean, I love the exclusives.
Yeah.
It just bugs me when I look at something that's, I don't know. That's when I have a Funko Pop, something else like Slimer. Oh shit! When I drop, did you see him? Did you fall? See him fall?
Yeah,
but when I have Slimer here and he's like all perfect, detailed out, and then I pull up this guy here. And he's got all kind of like no straight lines all over the place. His nose is damaged. His eyes are painted over into his face a little bit.
It's actually very possible that
it sucks just a little bit.
Was rushed. Loot Crate had a deadline. They needed to have it out by their December. By December. When they start shipping, December 16th. They need to have them in hand before that, so I'm sure it was just rushed.
Oh, I mean, I don't blame them at
Yes,
all. I mean, at all.
yeah, so I mean,
Period.
I'm excited to see whatever other exclusives we get, which should be fun. We have at least I think two more coming
No,
up.
I did the whole Loot Crate $10 off Groupon deal that they offered, which I signed up for Groupon, or I signed up for Loot Crate for 6 months, and I got $10 off discount for Groupon, so whatever that values out to be, but it was really good savings, put it that way. I think it was like $13 a month was come out to for Loot Crate, which is awesome. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so the big question, what's your favorite Mr. Box? Blah, blah, blah. Best item of the year. What is your number one thing, your token? Like if you could pull it off the wall, set it right down in front of you and go, this is the thing I masturbate to every day.
They sent us Loot Crate exclusive Groot with the glow in the dark hand. That was really fun. I actually have the box right here. I take mine out of the packaging, but I have the box. His hand glowed in the dark, and I think he was probably the best thing they sent out, in my honest opinion. Loot
I
Groot.
have a three-way tie between the Loot Crate exclusive Groot, the Nerdblock Gizmo, which
I
is,
saw that and I was jealous of that.
or the Horror Block Nightmare on Elm Street film cell, which was beautiful and
That was an
fantastic.
epic price value, right, for that box.
Yeah.
If that's true, if that's a true value on that thing, that's a good value for that box. Or that, yeah. You got your money's worth for sure.
Oh, or the Abocalypse Thriller Killer T-shirt. That thing was amazing.
Yes.
Nobody knows what I'm talking about.
No.
Yeah.
We don't.
Anyways.
Anywho, we might. Tiffany?
So my Gremlins koozie is the best thing of all time.
Yes.
Dr. Dread had 2 months ago the Twilight Zone lunchbox. That one was really awesome. And I don't. Are these just things in boxes or just like things that we got this year?
Oh.
Tell me what you got this year.
Okay, well I'll show this thing because my mom. This is what we were talking about earlier.
I
But
want to see you up close. Yes.
this is Stay Scared, George Romero, and then these are the film cells.
That is so freaking cool.
This is just like, I just can't believe I have this.
Awesome.
So freaking cool.
Well, I mean, I think that concludes the entire thing. Unless anybody else has anything else they want to add, I will end the broadcast and we can continue on with a little bit, like a minute or two, discussion amongst ourselves. But does anybody else have anything whatsoever? And I'll end the live broadcast.
I just want to thank everyone who's watched almost 3 hours worth of us talking.
We have
about
6
everything.
viewers.
Oh my
So I
god.
want to thank everyone just for watching and for, putting up with us for 3 hours. You could be doing so many other things, yet you chose to spend it with us, so thank you. And I want to thank Isaiah for putting this together, and I want to thank Johnny for inviting me, and Girl Terror for accepting Johnny's invite, and for Andrew for also joining us, and it was fun. So
It was
I want
fun.
to thank you guys in public, just so you know, everyone. Who's
Well,
still
yeah,
watching
thanks.
news.
And one of the things I'd like to do, though, with this, thank you for thanking everyone, and I do thank everyone for joining, because this is a big plus for all of us, I think, as a collective group. But I do want to ask, or, kind of say, hey, can we do this once a month? Can we do something quarterly? Can we do something together
I'm down. Just
that-
let me know. And
because I had fun, you know what I mean? Like, can we choose a topic that we all like or whatever, and just go at it? You know what I mean? For a month.
yeah, I'm totally down.
Yeah, it's fun, right? But that's all I have anyway.
Oh,
But-
I'm totally on board. I want to thank everybody. This is fantastic. I am curious who the 6 that are left are.
Let us know if you made it through almost 3 hours of listening to us talk.
For real, because it's on there forever.
You know who they are?
Okay, so this is something I want to do. Those 6 viewers, just shoot me a tweet, and just something like along the lines of, Go Blue Ranger or something stupid like that, so I know it's you. And I'm gonna do a drawing for these last 6 people, and I'll send you a loot crate.
Oh, awesome!
So
cool.
just for
Cool,
you
man.
6 people, don't tell anyone else.
Oh, and I forgot to mention my. I forgot. It's a big deal, I guess, for my first 100 people that subscribed, which happened a week ago or whatever. But I am going to be giving a special box away for just specific for the first 100, because I think that's kind of like a battle cry for the first 300 or whatever. But it's the first 100 in return. So expect that after the first year, when all the dust settles around my house and stuff. So expect that. Expect gaming going on. So if you do game on Xbox One, follow me on it's Batboy746. It's lowercase BATBOY 746, because I'm a grown adult. And why not pick Batboy746 as my name? It just makes sense.
There's no other choice.
There's no other choice for a pedophile. I mean, for a person that's not a pedophile. I'm not a pedophile. I don't think that joke even made sense.
I don't know that it did, but I want to give away something too. 6 people?
Go ahead.
We still have 6 people, right?
We have 6 viewers.
Okay. Like Jimmy said, tweet to me that you are one of the 6, and tweet NES Jason to @thehypergeek, and I will send you a mystery item.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
You were trying to one up everybody. What an asshole!
No, not at all. No, he has a whole loot crate. I have a mystery item. This is.
You're gonna send your dog.
I'm
gonna send one of my dogs.
Everybody, you get a Shih Tzu. You get a Shih Tzu. Everybody gets a Shih Tzu.
Johnny has like 6 dogs, so I think he can send one to every viewer.
I have like 78. They're just growing out of nowhere. So.
Everybody gets a Shih Tzu.
No, but tweet NES Jason. Anybody of these 6 that does, I will draw a raffle, and one of you is gonna get a prize. You'll get
awesome, dude, man.
Yeah.
That's very awesome of you, man.
No, but thank you. This was fantastic. I want to do this every month. I will do this all the time. This is great.
Yeah, we need to do this once a month, and we can alternate ideas amongst each other. Like, hey,
for sure.
You know, if Jimmy, if Andy, if Johnny, if Tiffany wants to have an idea about a talk, we can be open to whatever ideas we have and share, make a community amongst ourselves that we can excel together and kind of be a post for each other to lean on, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Because it can get rough out there, like whenever you're creating stuff on your own, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Oh, one last thing. If you're going to enter my contest or even Johnny's or giveaway, whatever, make sure you're following us, because if you do win, I want to be able to DM you my email so you can shoot me your info. So.
Is that just me, or does that sound dirty?
It's as dirty as you want to make it.
I'll DM you all night long.
You're going to DM me. You're going to DM me.
DM me, just don't give me VD, okay? So.
What?
That made no sense.
I thought that's hand in hand.
Yeah,
DM and VD, isn't it?
It's whatever you want it to be.
They're basically the same.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Whew. I was worried for a minute. But anyway, this has been, if you've watched, where are we at now? Where are we at on time? I'm confused. What am I looking at?
Hours. We're almost at 3 hours. We started at 7.
Oh my God, this is insane. 3 hours of video footage for Isaiah's reviews, and we've got, who we got left? We got Andy, we got Jimmy, we got Johnny, we got Tiffany, we had Pixie, we had Shane. Anybody else?
That was it.
They're all in the description, so follow those guys. I'm about to end this chat. We're not going to end our chat because we're going to go just a few minutes beyond because we're going to wrap up ourselves. So don't go anywhere. And that's it, dude. So thanks, everybody, for watching. We're going to continue this on monthly, I hope, with different ideas and stuff.
We'll
So,
tweet out a link, whatever. We'll let you guys know before.
Yes, yes. Say goodbye. So each person go say goodbye and add whatever you got. So go.
Goodbye, guys. Good luck. Have a happy New Year. Follow me on Twitter at GLJimmy, and let's be friends.
Yep. Who's next? Tiffany, go.
Awesome. Thanks, guys, for watching. I don't use Twitter, but I'm obviously on YouTube at Girl Terror, girlterror.com, and Facebook at Girl Terror as well.
Awesome. Andy, go.
Thanks, guys, for watching for 3 hours. Yeah, I'm all over everything, just under different names. BiggestLetdown.com, AndyFootage.com, Biggest Letdown. Just Google Biggest Letdown. I'm around. So thanks.
Awesome.
You Google Biggest Letdown. You get a picture of my dad looking at me.
You too, man? I thought I was the only one.
We all know that.
Oh my God. Johnny, go.
Hey, I had to show this off because Girl Terror is the best.
Oh, she is, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. Jimmy is also the best. Isaiah is the best.
Oh my God.
Andrew, as of tonight, you're the best.
You're
no,
the
you're
biggest
awesome. I'm amazed you stayed 3 hours. I can't believe I stayed 3 hours because I'm like still awake and my dog.
He's awake, and he's probably got work tomorrow, right? You got work?
I have something like that. We'll see how I do. But hey, I love y'all. Thanks so much for joining in. This is awesome.
Yes.
Again, don't forget to tweet for me and Jimmy for some giveaways. And because I forgot the first time, and thank you, Tiffany, for reminding me, I got another hangout coming up. So follow me on Facebook to find out more. I'll catch y'all later, Liz.
I know, and peace, but you better invite me to the hangout that you're going to, because I invited mine.
We're making it. You gotta.
Okay, we're going to make babies.
Making babies.
We're making babies. But anyway, this has been Isaiah's Reviews. Like, subscribe, and share this video with as many people as you possibly can, because it's very important to expose these YouTube people. And they're not just YouTube people, they're friends and collaborators, and they're people, and they deserve to be shown amongst the world. And so thanks for watching. This has been Isaiah's Reviews, and once again, like, subscribe, share. We'll see you later.